Hello, everyone. Welcome to Apochromatic Unlimited. We are a TTRPG actual play BIPOC creative collective that is here to platform all people of color, regardless of your marginalization. We are tonight doing our Halloween one shot, raising funds in solidarity with Palestine. We're going to be raising funds for the Palestinian, excuse me, PCRF, Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. Things are dire right now over there. There's a famine going on, and we here at Apochromatic Unlimited felt that it was of utmost importance that we make it clear that we loudly and proudly stand with the oppressed peoples of Palestine, and we wanted to raise some money to help those kids out there and get them fed and keep them healthy and do what we can here in these, well, frankly, dark times. And to do this, we're going to do what we do best. We're going to platform some BIPOC voices, and we're going to play some games. Tonight, I, Okami, pronouns he, they, I'm going to be your director for Devil's Night, a kids on bikes one shot. Please, by all means, while we are running this campaign, there's going to be donation links to the Tiltify in the chat. And I know that, normally we do some sort of incentives, but right now, just give what you can while these amazing folks entertain you. And speaking of amazing folks, I have some fantastic players who are donating their time to experience the 90s, 1994 to be exact. So what we're going to do is we're all going to introduce ourselves. We're going to keep it quick. We're going to say our names, our pronouns, our character's name, our character's pronoun, and the trope that you have chosen for your character before popcorning it over to one of your fellow players. And once we've gone all the way around, then we're going to jump right into our game. We're going to save plugging all of our cool stuff for the end, all right? So we all cool with that? We're going to start off our introductions with my friend, my number two in life, not romantically, but professionally, Diamond.
Hi, I'm Madness Diamond, but since we're friends now, you can call me Diamond. I use they, she pronouns. I'll be playing Bunny, who is the conspiracy theorist. And I'm going to popcorn it over to one of my favorite people, who's also one of the loves of my platonic life on House of Dreams, Monroe.
Hey y'all, I am Monroe. I use he, they pronouns. I will be playing Guillermo Gizmo Gonzalez, who is the laid back slacker who uses he, him pronouns. And I will popcorn it to Emrys.
Hey everyone, my name is Emrys. My pronouns are they, them. I will be playing the youngest in the group, our adventurous scout, Ronnie Bass, whose pronouns are she, her. And I will popcorn it to Ran.
Hi, my name is Ran. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Mai Nichols, and she is a popular kid. I will send it to last but not least, Torin.
Hi everyone, my name is Tord. My pronouns I use are she, they. I will be playing our reclusive eccentric Ronan, who goes with they, them pronouns. I'm really excited.
All right. So before we begin things, shout out to Kemma, our amazing producer. You can't see them, you can't hear them, but they are working behind the scenes to make sure this happens. We can't make these games happen without our producers, so I wanted to give them some love. Without further ado, let us begin Devil's Night, a Kids on Bike story. Norfolk, Virginia, October 30th, 1994. Norfolk's a Navy town filled with people from all different walks of life. But this particular story was about a group of outcast teens of a sort, weirdos, some of them queer, all of them different in some way. Granby High School, right off of Granby Street, is where our story begins. The camera swings high over the school grounds and finds itself lingering in the outdoor courtyard where everybody decides to eat lunch when they don't want to sit in that stuffy, overcrowded cafeteria. Our 5 friends are all sitting together at a picnic bench underneath the sunlight of a late October. It's bright, but it's not warm. In fact, it's quite cold. Norfolk being a coastal town, the sea winds coming through, various, students are walking past them wearing big puffy jackets and scarves. It's the 90s, so the fashion is questionable. People wearing wide leg jeans with high heels, chokers in the style of the latest ingenue on Aaron Spelling soap operas like Melrose Place and 90210. And at this particular picnic table are friends that are a little bit weird, a little bit offbeat. Scattered across the table is a paperback copy of Masquerade Second Edition, a bunch of multi-folded LARP character sheets that have seen love over the past year sitting inside of pockets in the middle of the night, and various school books and notebooks and such. Ronan, you're sitting at the table.
Yes.
What do you look like?
So Ronan, I think definitely is like actually sitting on the table a little bit, like on the corner. And they're hunched over with a sweatshirt that's definitely too big for them. And you can tell like when they roll up their sleeves, their little spindly, spindly body set. And the hair absolutely is like trying its best, even though it's short, to get in their face and cover them up a little bit. And I think at the current moment, they're sitting there like trying to be cool and play with like a foam knife type of thing. It is very fumbly. I think it's kind of like slipping a little bit and they got to catch it, no one saw that. That's what you see. So dark, short brown hair, and spindly little kid.
The camera swings over to Nyx. And Nyx, this is kind of like your break from the other popular kids. Apparently, some of them have gone home early because they all signed up to work at the local haunted forest, but your parents didn't want you, staying up super, super late, working a haunt, as a volunteer for no pay. At least not this year. Maybe when you're a junior or a senior. And so because all of the typical popular kids are essentially, got to go home early to get ready for the haunt, you're free to hang out with your other friends. So tell us, what do you look like while you're sitting there at the table?
Yeah, it really didn't take too much persuasion for her to not work at a haunt. Nyx does not like to work without pay. She is kind of like leaned back, pretty relaxed on the bench with her feet up on the table, um, which kind of shows her very, very clean white sneakers with mismatched shoelaces. And she's got some high waisted jeans on with a couple of rips, like intentional ones. And she's got this cropped hoodie with some band patches on it, um, that she had, and without anybody ever knowing, had hand hemmed and hand like sewn patches onto it to make it look like this is a very expensive purchase from a mall. And she's got perfect eyeliners, but just slightly smudged, to give this like very relaxed, cool look. Um, Wavy blonde hair, kind of shoulder length, that is kind of braided into one side braid that's very loose at the edge.
The camera kind of lingers on Nyx for a moment before it swings over to Gizmo. Um, Gizmo, what do you look like? And how are you sitting there hanging out with your friends?
Gizmo is a stockier kid, not very tall, but he's always hunched over anyway, so it's hard to tell. With hair that is somewhere between a shag and a mullet, disastrously styled, dyed a dark green with like a money piece that's a lighter green up at the front, with a wisp of a mustache. He's trying so hard. He's working on it so badly. He wants it. But he's wearing an oversized coat with like layered with flannel and a band t-shirt, thick dark jeans and some combat boots. And his nails are painted and they're chipped to hell. He does not have time to paint them and he doesn't care. He likes the way they look. And he's sketching in a notebook what looks like panels of what could be a graphic novel or a comic book or something. And he's just taking in the conversation that's going on around him. He's not too involved, but he's just there enjoying his time.
So, on the other side of the picnic table are Ronnie and Bunny. Bunny,
Mhm.
describe to us what you look like.
Bunny is Bunny. Bunny has this almost too curly, too messy, too tangled, wild existence of hair. That's probably the first thing you would notice about Bunny. It's this floofy, almost like bunny tail soft brown hair with white money pieces, or they're supposed to be white, but they're actually like an off blonde color because this is the 90s and toner was hard to come by if you don't have the money to go to a salon and get it toned. So it is, and it's like all of the brown pieces are all fluffy and curly and vivacious and lively and have life to them. The blonde pieces are fried. They look like they might have been deep fried with how much bleach had to go on this. Uh, and then whenever you get to Bunny's face, hidden under this curtain bang, almost like messy, like I probably took the kitchen scissors to my hair whenever my parents weren't looking. Or it might have been a truth or dare debacle, or an experiment because it could be fun. But whenever you actually look at Bunny's face, Bunny has these wide black glasses that are almost kind of like aviators, but not quite. But they're thinner frames with some thick lenses in them. Uh, Deep caramel brown eyes that seem to look at everyone as they talk and speak up, and just this fascinated look on their face. And Bunny, whenever they're turning their attention, their nose flares like a bunny rabbit would. Their head tilts and cocks, and they just kind of like are the essence of I'm paying attention to everything, because everything is information to Bunny. But Bunny is wearing what can simply be described as I watched The Crow and it changed me as a person kind of outfit, taking a
Yeah.
long sleeve black shirt and then like cutting the different pieces out of it to try to make it look like Eric Draven's. And Bunny's silhouette, even though they're sitting cross-legged on this bench, but also kind of doing that thing where they move their knee to lean on it, but then they decide, no, I'm going to cross my legs again. Bunny's frame isn't masculine or feminine. They wear tight clothing, but it seems to be compression on some parts. Bunny just is. Bunny doesn't prescribe to any kind of gender because Bunny uses any and all pronouns. So Bunny's a he, Bunny's a she, Bunny's a they, Bunny is Bunny. And then these ripped jeans that have seen better days, like they are more threads of fabric being held together, and then some very well worn, beaten in black boots. And they are just taking in everything. And they have in their hands this very well loved, once beautiful journal that is just full of chicken scratch scribbles that who knows if anyone can decode this, with little doodles of each of the people, and they've got little like haphazard speech bubbles, but not really point or arrows pointing to somebody said this. It could mean this, but they're just in tune with whatever's going on. But then if something happens behind them, they whip around and look, and then whip around back to the conversation. And Bunny is a senior, hanging out with possibly younger teens, but it doesn't really matter. Bunny likes these people. They get them.
Uh, the camera goes from the very like kind of like bright, uh, taking up space, the way seniors do, uh, over to Ronnie. And what does Ronnie look like?
So Ronnie is sitting at the table, so fully, like in the lunch table, legs under, and she is giving like Harriet the Spy realness right now,
Okay,
but from the book, not Michelle Trachtenberg movie.
gotcha.
So she looks like everyone's younger sibling. She's very, she's dressed in these very well loved overalls that are at this point, lunchtime, the crease has kind of fallen out a little bit. The one that her mom insists if she must wear overalls, she should at least iron them. That is the one demand that her mother makes, that if she's going to wear overalls and not a dress or a skirt, she has to iron the overalls. So the crease is just falling out at this point, which she is very grateful for. Underneath her overalls, she has a pale yellow crew neck like sweatshirt, with some kind of horizontal tan stripes. And that also looks very well loved, but also really well taken care of in the way that a kid's clothes look when when they know that they'll get in trouble if they ruin their clothes, that their parents are really on them. She's wearing tiny gold cross on a thin chain. And these are very small pearl earrings, and that's really the only jewelry that Ronnie is wearing. Her hair is looking like it might have been a blowout at some point recently, but it's going back to the motherland slowly. So she's got her edges are getting, like they've already reverted. It's in a more of a puff than a slick back ponytail that it was. And the bangs that were, giving over the eye are now kind of coiling up. And she just keeps like pushing them out of the way because they're falling over her big wire rim glasses while she's looking down, trying to scribble furiously in a composition notebook that is like all smudged with like what appears to be like dirt and like sand. it is just really beaten up. As she writes furiously, and every so often she glances down in like the dirt off the side of the picnic table and then writes something else in the notebook. And then she's kind of also half listening as everyone is playing Vampire the Masquerade.
Uh, I will say at this point, the camera kind of, swings around back to two figures that are walking up. Friends of yours, Nyx, these are your bandmates. These are also people that you guys have gamed in the Vampire LARP with this past school year. And they are Draven and Wednesday. Draven is about like 5'11", pushing 6 feet. He is he's an upperclassman. Moderately good looking in sort of a gangly kind of way, like skinny white guy with like long brown hair that kind of falls in waves around his head. Sometimes he'll dye it, a particular color, but this time he just has it like brown and in waves. Really kind of like intense blue eyes and pale skin. Which is like kind of a big contrast to Wednesday. Wednesday's like 5 foot even, Latina girl, like, sun-kissed brown skin, dark brown eyes, but she has her long hair braided into two pigtails. She's wearing a vintage cream and white like baby doll dress that that you all kind of like thrifted one day while you guys were all thrifting. And then she has like a black, like a midnight black, like grandma cardigan that she's wearing over it, like a long cardigan. And then just thick Doc Martin stompers. And she's got like this really cool, like vintage 80s lunchbox that you're not sure what it was for, whether it was for like Transformers or the Smurfs, because she has covered it with band stickers. Like every single time you guys go to a record store or a music store, she is always constantly buying stickers and just layering it on this lunchbox so nobody ever knows what the lunchbox was originally for. And then Draven is kind of a walking talking stereotype. Actually, he's got a little bit more in common with Bunny's fashion. He also dresses like somebody that watched The Crow, and then it became his whole identity. He's got like this long, stretched shirt, long sleeve stretched shirt that he's got like little slashes in, at least whatever he can get away with without being sent to the office, and like skin tight, like stretch black stretch jeans that won't really come in fashion for like another decade, but he likes them and looks good in them. And he's got it stuffed out into some army boots that you're pretty sure that he got from like one of the local military surplus stores that he has laced up. And he, they kind of walk up and, he slings his backpack down and she puts her lunchbox down, and Wednesday, in this sort of like kind of like sparkly, perky voice is like, "Hey, so is everybody excited about the party and the LARP tonight?"
I hope I hope you're ready for that than when when you told me you're ready for the band practice last
Oh,
Friday.
right. Practice. Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of home homework. Homework, Draven says. Is that's your excuse? Yeah, homework. I actually have like parents that like expect me to get my homework done. And I'm like, we're never like going to seriously get anywhere if you keep skipping practice, Amanda. Wednesday. And then she like slams her hand on the table.
That's not very punk rock, right, Wednesday? Anyway, homework can be very punk rock as well, in my opinion.
Thanks. I appreciate it. So, what's going on with those characters? Like, are you going to be playing something new, or are you guys still playing the characters you've been playing? I haven't been to the game in a while, so I was just wondering.
I'm actually debating, so I kind of want you guys to give me some maybe suggestions, votings, because I'm trying to debate between two options. One is sort of Ventru, Eris, kind of it feels like comes organically for me, like live the life and play something that's similar to you. And the other
Yeah,
one
and
is
you could raid your mom's closet for like your
yeah,
costume.
I thought so, exactly. But the other one, I thought maybe I go against the type, right? Maybe I will play a Think Blood, a pretender, a vampire who is trying to pretend to be powerful. And meta, this is like actually so close to who she is.
I don't know because like if people find out you're a caitiff, they're just going to use that as an excuse to kill your character.
But isn't that kind of interesting and dramatic? And maybe your characters can rescue me or something.
I don't know. Just give it a thought. You know how like some of these like guys who show up to Libra will use anything as an excuse for a power trip. Um, Draven's like, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a dramatic caitiff rescue. And like Wednesday like looks at Draven with this look. Actually, would anybody like to give me a brains check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Go. Okay. Anybody who
Sure.
wants to kind of like read what's on Wednesday's face right now in response to Draven like making the whole caitiff rescue comment is welcome to.
I am
Just give me a
definitely
little
making
roll.
this because I have Ronnie has never played this game before, so she's like these references are flying. She's lost in the sauce.
Yes.
So for Ronan, brains is a D10. I actually got a 10. It's
You
not
got a
high, but it is
10.
for my
Okay.
guy. I did.
All right. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. That means you get a lucky break.
Let's break.
Roll again.
I know. I was like, I'm hoping this helps. And it's 1. That's okay.
Okay, so a total of 11. What did
There we
Ronnie
go.
get? I'm just gonna collect everybody's numbers, and I'm gonna kind of give you guys like a sliding scale of what you pick up on. What did you get, Ronnie?
Got a 17 because I guess
A
Ronnie's really good at
17.
context clues.
Okay, and
Oh, I also got a 10.
okay, do you have a D10?
Yeah, I have a D10.
Roll it again. Every single time that you roll the max number on your die that you can, that's called a lucky break, and you get to roll again.
And a 5.
Okay, so a total of 15. Who else rolled? Did you roll Diamond? What'd you get?
I got a 12.
Okay, excellent. Everybody did really well on this roll. So I'm going to give this to all of you. Kudos to you for not giving a crap, Gizmo. Gizmo's, he's in his own world. I have to give kudos. You guys, the look on Wednesday's face is you are one of those guys that take advantage of those kinds of things. What are you talking about? Like that's like you can read that on her face. And for those who got like above 10, which would be Ronnie and Nyx and Bunny. And I'll say for the three of you, I'm going to give you oh yeah, you guys all got above 10. Draven's nice, but that was a little shady. Like maybe Draven is, maybe he doesn't want to be that guy anymore, but maybe he is that kind of player. And because you're trying to pick up more about vampire, Ronnie, you have a feeling that thin blood / caitiffs are maybe not a good idea unless you're like really, really interested in something that would be hard or difficult, at least for this group of people for the game. You kind of pick that up from like what Wednesday is saying and from, and this interaction, if that makes sense. That's what you're picking up. And Wednesday's like, yeah, I think it would be really interesting. Just give us a heads up, or don't tell anyone, even out of character, except for the GM. Like, kind of keep it close to the chest, if that makes sense.
What do you think, Bunny?
Wait, okay, so if you do caitiff, hear me out. Wait, I have a thing for this. And Bunny goes searching through like this messenger bag that they have like in their lap, but also off to the side and kind of hanging. The straps are around Bunny's waist. And as Bunny shifts positions, as someone with ADHD who can't sit still does, they stick a hand into this infinitely deep messenger bag and they pull out basically a pile of papers. Okay, so I have ideas. I have so many ideas. So I have a gangrel who's like scary guard dog, like attack dog kind of coded. So if you want like a hellhound bestie, like I can like protect you maybe. But I have a Bruja. So if you want like a witchy bitchy bestie, I could also do that one. And you get the immediate vibe that Bunny so badly wants to see you play this caitiff and has backup plans on backup plans on backup plans. Because as you know from playing with Bunny, Bunny does not care if their character dies. Bunny has a pile of ideas of different vampire characters to test out, and Bunny is in deep in the lore. Like, Bunny is the kind of person who will pull out, like, hey, you should take this discipline. It's only mentioned in this one book here that I borrowed, so I have, like, a complete copy that I had to do at the library, but, it was worth 20 cents, and it's forwards and backwards.
Would you say the book that's on the picnic table is Bunny's copy?
It's definitely Bunny's copy.
That they got from the local game store?
So the book has doubled in size because it's covered in sticky notes. It is annotated. There are sheets of paper for every page of this book, basically breaking down how you can build this and why this thing is important and why this thing is scary. But also there's really random notes about how like, oh, you could do this in this place, and it's real life locations. And then you see names of like celebrities, rock stars. There's magazine clippings put in for certain ones. Bunny has like little handmade zines of basically what would be clan books and how to like play one of the clans. Bunny is into Vampire the Masquerade a totally not normal amount. And so upon hearing that like a caitiff is going to get played, maybe Bunny's like, I have backup plans on backup plans on backup plans. You won't die, I will. And it does. And that's just the entire vibe you get.
The whole vibe. Draven's gonna be like, what about you, Gizmo?
You know I always go back and forth between a Bruja and a Toreador.
I mean, you got good taste. In my opinion, those are the two most fun clans to play.
Yeah, I'm leaning Bruja. I know it's the one I play the most, but I gotta. It's just, and then like gestures with the pencil to his temple, like it's there. I can't not make a Bruja at this point.
I mean, and then Draven like very carefully like looks at the sketchbook you were working on. I don't know, man. Like, I think you could play a pretty good Toreador, like an artist. You could even like use your sketches as props.
And you see, after hearing that, he kind of like puts the sketchbook a little closer to him, like protectively at the idea of using them as props. Is like, I don't know about props, but I see what you're saying, man.
Just an idea. I mean, you are an artist, like an actual artist, like me and Nix and Wednesday are.
She's not around there. And she's my favorite little disaster.
Uh, Wednesday. Well, that was actually Draven that said that. My
Oh.
apologies for not switching my voices. But Draven is still a disaster. Wednesday
She's my
will
favorite
say,
big disaster.
I try. My parents would probably wish me to be less of a disaster. Wednesday kind of shifts her attention as she opens her lunchbox and pulls out some various like snacks and a sandwich and an apple and a thing of fruit snacks and animal crackers, and looks over at Ronan and Ronnie and is like, what about you guys?
Question: do I know these people?
I want to say yes. I want to say that like you've eaten lunch with them. They've hung out with you. You probably know Wednesday better because Wednesday's a lower classman. But yeah,
Okay, okay. And let's see. Uh, Ronnie's like put on the spot, uh, trying to be cool about like being asked about participation in high school things. Um, um, I don't know. I have to check my calendar. And she kind of trails off in a really like awkward way. Like, I hope that sounded cooler than it probably did. And like starts rummaging around in her backpack. What day of the week is it for the GM, I guess?
oh, it's Friday. So it's Friday, October 30th, which is Devil's Night,
Okay.
the day before Halloween.
She like rummages around in her backpack for a second, pulls out her what do they call those things? Trapper keeper.
Trapper Keeper, yeah.
Yeah. Zipper.
Opens it up and like flips around a bunch of stuff and is like, oh, I guess I'm available. Yeah, I'll play this thing I've never played before, but it can't be that hard.
No. It's kind of like it's kind of like theater, right? You just sort of make up a character and play the character. And it's not like other role-playing games where you have to like roll dice. No, you just play like rock, paper, scissors, and then you just compare how many traits you have on your sheet. And she points to these like they look like little pocket zines, right? Like it's like folded in half and then folded in three, so that it just fits in your pocket. And like
Mm.
you're looking at it and it has these kind of cool little graphics on it. It says like name, clan, concept, and it's all like little lines where you could like write in all like different traits and things. And then like you open another and one says mental traits and then one says physical traits and one says social traits. And there's a place where it says willpower, where there's all these little dots, and there's another place where it says humanity, and there's all these little dots, and then it says blood with like little squares and things. And she's like, it's kind of like you play like a person that got turned into a vampire. And then like vampires like live in this sort of like neo feudal, I know that's like a 50-cent word, right? They live like they have like princes and the prince rules over the city and like you're sort of like trying to figure out how to like only be able to live at night. Like some of the legends are true and some of them aren't. And then like the number one rule is the masquerade, which means like no mortals can ever like really know that vampires exist because they all live in secret. And it's really fun, and you just sort of act out your character for like a couple of hours, and then like, you know, sometimes dark stuff happens, you know, but that's like kind of part of the fun because it's not real. And you can
Bunny
like
makes
dress
a
up.
noise. Bunny makes a noise that it's not real.
I think Ronnie kind of like glances at Bunny like, girl, you okay? Kind of. And then looks back at Winston and is like, okay, yeah, sure. Plus, I'm sure there's a badge that I can earn for this. And she reaches into her trap in the back of her trap keeper and pulls out like a really beat up and faded like Girl Scout manual and starts like flipping through the pages into the
Oh,
section
there's like
that's
a
about for
maybe
badges.
maybe you could get a gaming badge, but usually that's for chess.
Eh, pretty good at arguing that things that I do count for the badges, so I'll find a way to figure it out. Yeah.
Uh she's like, yeah, and like so you don't have to deal with the math. I can like help you make a character. Or Bunny can, or both of us.
Both.
And like as she's saying that, I was like, well, actually, and I'm like pointing to Bunny already. Like, I was gonna ask Bunny to help me make a character just because, like, you know, he seems
Oh
like he
yeah.
knows like most of the things about this. And, you know, if I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it like right.
Right, of course, 100%. I totally understand. I just wanted to make it easier for you. What about you, Ronan?
So Ronan's been like, I think, turtling into their sweatshirt as much as possible, like just
Yeah.
listening to everybody, and especially when they get asked, just like it just drops, you know, where it's just like a nose and little eyes over top. But once they're on the spot, they reach into their bag, like a backpack that the straps are all the way let go, so like the backpack's, you know, all the way down as low as it can be.
Yeah.
Pulls out their sheet. um, Actually already got like my character and like fans it real quick, and it's already filled out. All the spots, like all the social ones are dump stats, so there's nothing in them.
There's like 3 traits written there. It's the lowest you
Yeah,
can
because they
have.
had to
Yes.
use it, you know, like it would make
Yeah.
sense if they had 3 dots in that. Yeah. Just, well, I I wanted to be Ravnus. I felt like that would be, and like then they just start. I think they even like hand over the sheet so they don't have to read it off.
How
It's
did
just
you
like
get
in the
at
sheet.
and then like Wednesday's eyes like go super wet. She's like, how did you get access to the player's kit? Nobody can find that book. That's where all the Ravenous rules are. And then they slowly look over at Bunny.
Well, like we made copies of it. We had to look for a long time. As they're just, I think they're even like slowly getting deeper into the sweatshirt and pulling the cord out of stress.
Well, where did you find a copy of the player's kit? It's been out of print for like a year.
I have my ways. I mean, and you kind of notice that whenever somebody uses a specific pronoun for Bunny, their voice tone changes. The
Yeah.
last person to refer to Bunny used a he pronoun, so Bunny's voice like goes and does the puberty thing of like cracking and then dropping.
Yeah.
It's like, I have my ways. I have my sources. You can borrow my notes on it if you want.
I'm just like, I just don't understand why you didn't let Cross, the head storyteller, know that you have a copy of the player's kit. Some of us would have liked to have been able to play an Asimite.
I didn't know that that was an option. I don't really talk to Cross. I just kind of hand over the new character sheet and my 3 backups and say, have fun, let's go. And then if Cross has a question, I just give Cross the notes on that to answer that question if I have that Trapper Keeper on me. I mean, I think it's in my blue Trapper Keeper. That one might be the one that has the kiss stickers on it. I don't actually. Which band did I assign to Ravnos? I don't remember.
I think it's like comic forever, that kind of thing.
Maybe, I don't know. Did we decide? I don't. I don't know.
This
I don't
whole time,
remember.
Ronan's tiny hand has been trying to like grab the paper bag. Like, no, okay, no, they're moving.
Yeah. Wednesday like hands the sheet back. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hold on to it. I just.
No, it's okay. I just.
This is like so.
When Nick's kind of nonchalantly like saying things like I guess or like it's maybe this, it's never actually maybe and a guess. It is extremely accurate. She remembers everything.
Love it.
And she also will kind of turn to Bunny and say, so, are you sure you're interested in playing like a witchy bitchy bestie? Because I'm kind of into it. Maybe a bruja, or would you be interested in Tremere, like occultist kind of thing? Because maybe, just hear me out. Maybe I can play some sort of heiress, but run away from the high class family and went to your place. And we sort
I
of
have an idea.
kind of
Yes.
blaze the world together.
Anyone who talks to Bunny just gets really excited that someone's talking to Bunny. It's like you mentioned Bruja looking directly at Gizmo, like, you play Bruja, you know about Bruja, you can help build a Bruja. Wait, no, you're new, you need help building this. Wait, no, you're playing a Radnos, you're doing this. Oh, this is gonna be so fun. And it's just like, once again, the hand goes in the messenger bag and it pulls out blank character sheets and it's like, we're gonna build this right now. I'm gonna make your vampire dreams come true. We're gonna be witchy bitches in the night, and then slaps it down. And then there's 2 extra ones for Draven and Wednesday, just in case they want to join in on the new character generation fun.
It is a great time the rest of the afternoon. Just Ronnie, you're able to pick Bunny's brain and look through the vampire book all you like. These rules are all over the place, but they're pretty easy to pick up in like 10-15 minutes because of all the annotations that are in the book. It's just sort of like it's just a nice afternoon, like hanging out with your friends. No one quite gets finished with their characters before the tone that passes for a lunch bell fires off and everybody has to head back to class. But there's time. It's Friday. And with that, we're gonna jump forward.
One little detail I want
Oh,
to
yeah.
add is
Yeah, one
during
more.
that process, I want to say Nyx actually have like in her head finished everything. She's
Mhm.
got like various blank spots just left open, and during various times, she's gonna like turn to Draven and be like, "I'm just so lost, and can you give me some suggestions? Like you're so good at like picking
Absolutely.
things up."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Sometimes I just don't know what to do without your help.
Oh, yeah. No, it's
And
all
but we're
good. No,
just
I'm more than happy to help.
Across
this
the
is her
table, Bunny, while like working with Bunny on her character sheet, Ronnie is seeing this and is like having flashbacks to seeing her older sister act exactly this way around boys, and it's just she just looks at Nyx with this expression and just like shakes her head and goes back to working on her character sheet.
I love
Nyx
this.
is going to uh give Ronnie like a little wink when she shakes her head.
I love that. I want to give both of you take a token. I know normally you get adversity tokens from losing rolls, but that felt that hit the sweet spot. Definitely hit the sweet spot. Everyone's kind of able to kind of finish their characters up, whether it's in between classes, whether it's in the afternoon before you all get together. on your on this little, little booklet, put in your purse or your pocket, and you have some time to get dressed and hop on your bikes. Or I would like to introduce a very special house rule, and I think this probably is only going to apply to Bunny because everyone else is 16 or under, I believe. Who's old enough to drive a car? All right, Bunny, you have a choice.
Oh.
Do you want a bike or do you want a car? The car will be the same color as your bike. It will have all the same properties as your bike, except for you'll be able to drive other people in your car.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So, I'm going to say that you have to drive around the neighborhood for a while to find parking.
Mhm.
So much so that you will have to walk. You're going to have to park like outside because it's a Friday night. Everybody in the Ocean Air Projects is at home or visiting for a party. The Ocean Air Projects, which is where the LARP is at a 2-story kind of townhouse apartment owned by Cross. Cross is used to be in the Navy, has just gotten out. He's tall, about like 6'1", 6'2", broad shoulders, young black man. He's about 24. And you guys, he's kind of that he's the goth dad of Wednesday and Draven, and also Foxglove, which is another person that you guys know from the LARP. And Ronnie, you don't know them from the LARP because this is your first time, but you also know Foxglove from school. Foxglove is a senior who you have run into because she's really into like nature and foraging and camping, and was a Girl Scout. So she's like one of those older teenagers that had been involved in the Girl Scouts for a really long time. So you've known her, but not because of vampire LARP spookiness, but because of like Girl Scout stuff.
Yes. And I
So
also I got permission from my mom to be here because I told her Foxglove was going to be here, and she's like, "Oh,
yes,
Foxglove from Scouts," and I'm like, "Yeah, exactly.
yep,
We're just hanging
mm-hmm,
out doing Girl Scout stuff."
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you all have to, like, you guys essentially have to like walk because there's like no parking anywhere near Cross's apartment or Cross's townhouse. Um, so the way that this project is set up is that there's one main road that goes through the entire complex. There are no side roads at all. On the right side and the left side of the street, there's parking, which is street parking, which is all taken up. There are courtyards in the middle of that are surrounded by 2-story townhouses where everyone lives. And then in these courtyards, some of them have barbecue grills in them. One of them has like a big playground in it, but for the most part, it's like a big grass lot where people, if they want to have an outdoor picnic, if their kids want to play, kind of like a shared front yard. And all of the apartments are like facing one another. And there is like a back road that is like lined with trees on the other side of these lots. And some of these lots have trees in them, right? Just sort of big old oak trees just growing in the middle of them, but not all of them. And at night, the buildings all are just kind of lit up, like all the windows are lit with this like kind of bright orange glow. And the street lamps also have kind of like an eerie, yellowy, fluorescent glow. Like they're not white. It's not a bluish cast. Like it's like a bright orange almost. So you're like, as you guys are walking, and there's sidewalks on either side, that kind of, let you walk in. And there's also like walkways like in front of the apartments. And you're just sort of, you've parked, Bunny, you've parked your car. Everybody kind of has, actually, who rode with Bunny and who rode their bike? Because I'll say that you all live within 15 minutes of the
I
complex.
rode my bike just in case for some reason I need to.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, same. I think Ronan would have been on their bike. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
And my mom would murder me if I just left my bike somewhere. So
Right, of course. Gizmo, Nix, did you guys ride in the car? Or did you ride your bikes and just meet Bunny there?
So Bunny would know to not pick up Nyx at the place that she actually lives, but somewhere else that she would ride the bike first around to this pickup location that they had previously
Agreed upon.
like talked about. And I'm gonna say, if you were allowed, that her bike is a folding bike that she would just like fold up
And then it
put
just
in.
goes Nick. Okay. Then we'll say that your bike is in Nix's truck or in Bunny's truck. Sorry.
But
What about
when
you,
we
Giz?
get there, I think she's gonna take it out and just have it accessible.
Have it accessible.
Yeah.
What about you, Gizmo?
Gizmo would have gotten a ride for sure. He's like,
You would have
"I
gotten a
don't
ride
have
for
to
sure.
ride the bike. I will get a ride."
You're gonna get a ride. Okay. Do you put your bike in the trunk of the car just in case?
Yeah.
Just so that you have it? Okay.
Yeah.
All good. There is an obvious like location where you guys can put your bikes and lock them. Kind of like towards the front of the neighborhood. So there is definitely a place, and it's closer into the neighborhood than, where Bunny has to. It's like on the way, right? Like, Bunny, you've managed to find parking, probably in one of the back alleys, like the back roads. You managed to find parking. And then you go out to the main road, and there in the main road, there's like an area for people to like lock their bikes up towards the front of the development. If people want, there might be one that's closer. Do you guys want to walk through the neighborhood, or do you want to walk your bikes through the neighborhood? Because there may be one that's closer to where the LARP is.
I'm
That means we
definitely,
walk the bike over, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
walking my
Okay.
bike.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd walk my bike
That's cool with
over.
everyone.
So
Mhm.
you guys are walking your bike. You're heading to cross this place. And while you're walking through these apartment buildings, you all get just like an eerie feeling that you're being watched. Everybody give me a brain roll.
Did you say brain?
Yeah.
That is 20, and Ronnie rolls 20 D20 for brains, so that is a lucky brain.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh wait, this is
All
the
right.
wrong guy.
That is 26 for Ronnie.
Nice. Okay. What do you got, Ronan?
14.
14?
I rolled a 7.
A 7? Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 3 because mine's a
A th-
D4.
Oh, okay. And Bunny?
14.
14. Okay. Uh
9.
so those of you who got less than a 10, which would be Bunny,
9.
Gizmo, Nyx, and Ronan.
I got a 14.
Oh, you got a 14. Oh, sorry.
I got a 14.
So Ronan, Gizmo, and Nyx. The feeling of being watched just intensifies. Like it's just, you feel like an actual cold shiver go up your spine, and your body breaks out in a cold sweat as you are making your way through. Bonnie and Bunny. You two notice a figure across the street, shrouded in shadows between two buildings, staring. What do you do?
Ronnie freezes for a moment and just like this fear overtakes her. This is like one of her first times out with like the older kids. So she's like terrified, but she's also like, I gotta play it cool. So she's like, hey, who's that? Who's that? Is this? And like tries to casually, nonchalantly like draw everyone's attention. Like, who's that? And points in the direction of the figure.
Bunny.
That's not good. And as Bunny's gonna do the mom arm of putting the arm out in front of all of the other teens and like, hey guys, you should be behind me.
Okay. So the figure just sort of stands there and continues staring. The rest of you, like all of a sudden, like you're in this cold sweat and you're not sure. Gizmo, Nyx, uh, Ronan, you don't know if you're having a panic attack or what, but like something has got you in its grips. And then as soon as, do you turn your attention across the street?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I think Nyx is scared, but she like her code switching is dialed all the way up right now because of this. She is well versed in performative calm, so she's just going to like almost like try to walk. I know this movie would not have come out by the time like within the worlds of our game, but she's
Oh,
gonna
good.
start to almost walk like Cher in Clueless, like she owns the place, and turn
Ooh.
to look at whatever is there.
Uh, give me actually, are you walking towards it?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a grit check. And this is more about keeping it together, because when you all do, the other two of you look. I will say, when you look, you realize that without the shadow of a doubt is the source of where this terror is coming from. That's what was staring. Um, but I want to check in with Gizmo and with Ronan, because if you don't look over there, it's still going to be this weird omnipresent thing. Are the two of you also looking?
Yeah. As
Yeah.
soon as Ronnie would have said, "Hey, who's that?" Gizmo would have alerted.
You can feel that figure standing in the shadows is the source of whatever is making you be in this cold sweat. What do we got for your grit
7.
roll? A 7. Okay. Take an adversity token. And you feel like your feet, you're having a hard time moving towards it. Like almost like
Would
you're
it would it be
how
possible to? Oh,
how
sorry.
how how what what would make your character stop? Like, what would give you pause?
To feel like it is not just to be watched, but to be seen as who she truly is. But I also wanted to ask if it's
Mhm.
possible for me to immediately use a what is it
Immediately
called?
use a token, adversity token?
Token
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
to because I have a thing called intuitive. I can spend a adversity
Oh,
token to ask the GM about my surroundings and NPCs or the like, and you
yes,
must answer honestly. So
absolutely. Yes,
I want to
yes.
ask about the source of my and my friend's fear.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah,
Absolutely.
what about this figure is, and I'm taking suggestion now. I'm kind of also kind of drawing a blank here. What's
What
good
about
to know here?
okay. Well, um, and to honor your uh to honor you as a player, I asked what it is that would make your character stop, as opposed to just telling you stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Autonomy is important, but we are dealing with horror. This shadow that's staring at you is looking right through you. It knows exactly who you are. It is looking past the mask to your very core, which gives you pause. And then you say you're going to spend that of an adversity token
Yeah.
to know what is going on with it. What is your suggestion, Diamond?
You spent a lot of time with Bunny, who's a conspiracy theorist who's probably told you they believe in vampires. You have heard so much weird lore. So much weird stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess okay, got it. I'm going to ask, what about this figure is proving like what particular theory of bunnies correct? Like, what is collecting the dots here?
Whatever this is, whether it's a vampire or not, is most certainly stalking and hunting you and your friends. And then as you manage to gather the courage to take another step, I want to pivot to the other players. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do in this moment before the next thing happens?
I
I
want
think.
to.
Okay.
Oh, no, you go.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. I think Ronan would try to steel themselves along with Monroe, or sorry, with one more second, Gizmo.
Gizmo.
Yeah, I think I was like, I have a cheat sheet. Especially because we both, you know, can tell by our body languages that we're not doing great. So, if anything, I would like to try to help us resolve a little bit, like find some resolve and grab both their handlebars and mine. Not in a possessive way, just kind of like, hey, you've got people with you. Like we can do this together kind of thing. As a physical reminder.
Right.
Just it'll be okay. They're far away. I think there's underneath their breath, there's a little string of
Yeah.
that coming out of their mouth. Yeah.
What about you, Gizmo?
I think Gizmo would register Ronan and look up just in time to see Nick start to walk away and start to say, "Hey, I don't think that's a good idea."
Bunny.
Yep. I would like to make a. I'll leave the roll up to you on what you think would match it. Because I was looking at my
okay.
stats and I'm thinking either grit or charm
Hmm.
might fit it. I am trying to take attention away from this thing and bring attention to me on this group as the oldest, to try to like basically get them all to like, okay, you need to focus on me. It's going to be okay.
The group
Yes.
to focus on you. All right. Let's do an opposed check.
Okay.
Charm,
Okay.
and then everyone just give me a grit.
Uh, okay.
Unless you want to deliberately fail it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since this is my first time playing Kids on Bikes, for
Yeah.
the effects, do we have our bikes with us right now, or have we parked and locked our bikes up?
No, you have them. Remember, you guys all decided you were going to walk your bikes through to go to the left.
Okay. In that case, I have the outgoing
Hmm.
feature from my orange bike, which means that whenever I succeed at a check, I can give an adversity token to an ally of my choice. And so I would like to give an adversity token to Nyx for the
for succeeding
uh
earlier.
on the brains roll that we just
Okay.
did to notice
All
this
right.
creepy thing.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
It's
All
just
right.
one. It's just one thing.
Okay.
And then what I'm doing in this moment, as everyone's like, what anyone who's looking will see is when they turn around, Ronnie has one shoe off and has pulled the sock off of one foot, and is like kneeling down and putting rocks inside her sock. And she stands back up. She's got the one shoe in one hand and like this tube sock full of rocks in the other hand, and she's like, "Okay, what are we doing?"
Okay. All right. Cool. What'd you get on your charm check, Bunny?
I only got a 5.
You only got a 5.
It's
Oh
a
no.
D6.
What did everyone else get on their grit check?
I got
I
a
got a
2.
10.
I roll for a grit.
You got a 10. You got a 10. All right. What about you, Gizmo?
I'm failing on purpose.
Oh, you're failing on purpose. Okay.
Mhm.
Wait, what is the
And
grit
then
check for? Is the grit check to resist
the grit check,
Bunny?
to resist Bunny. Yeah, because Bunny's trying to distract everybody so that you all leave.
I rolled a 9. I have 6 plus 3 because I have the rebellious creature.
You're all
and
good.
I'm ready to scrap.
It's only for children and adults, and we're all teens.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
says oh yeah, I forgot that children is
Yeah.
different in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, I
Yeah.
got a 6.
And then you got was that a 5?
I got a 5.
Okay, all right. So, you will get an adversity token because you failed against somebody.
Cool.
But Ronnie looks ready to fight. And who got the Nyx? What did you get on the roll? You
Oh,
got a 2?
I got a 2, yeah.
You got a 2.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give the adversity token from this check to Ronan.
To Ronan. Okay. So you stop and you immediately, with the exception of Ronnie, everyone turns their attention to Bunny. Like you turn around, however you guys want to do that, whether that's by turning around or looking at them. That is what happens.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, you rolled a 10.
I rolled the 10, yeah, and what is that, a +1 with the adversity token? But do I resist the bunny?
No, you do. You absolutely do.
Okay,
You
okay,
resist
yeah.
the bunniness. I
Sorry.
apologize. All right, so
Bunniness.
you resisted the bunniness. Ronnie resisted the bunniness, just not Gizmo and not the person that was about to step over there. Not
Nyx.
Nix.
Yeah.
Nix, how do you turn your attention to Bunny? Do you just turn around? Do you look at them like?
So whenever Bunny is onto something, Nyx actually like have a lot of like trusting Bunny. Like they've spent quite a
Mhm.
lot of time being like Bunny kind of sleeps on her couch quite a lot. So and also Bunny is like one of, if not the most interesting person Nyx consider herself friends with. So whenever Bunny is onto something, Nyx one is interested to just like see, like she's not gonna want to miss it, and two, like between something that she's interested in seeing and someone that is clearly like she's afraid of, it is a no-brainer.
Right. How about you, Gizmo? How do you turn your attention over? I mean, I know you lost on purpose, but I still want to know, like, how do you think you would just be like, oh yeah, like, what does that look like?
I think it's Gizmo turning his attention towards Bunny and referring to Bunny as, yes, the oldest, and being like, that's the adult, that's like the adult of being like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but I trust Bunny.
Ronan and Ronnie, you both still have this figure in your sights. What do you want to do? Do you want to go along with your friends and Bunny? You can tell Bunny is trying to get your attention. And I will give it to you both that she's trying to get you guys not to look at this thing, to continue on, but you're not convinced.
Do I get do we get the sense that if we were to like walk away, that this thing would just keep like staring at us and following us?
You don't know.
Um, I
That
think
was the sense that I was getting, right? That it was
Yeah,
stalking.
that's the sense you got because you used your
we're
ability,
intuitive. Yeah.
your
Yeah.
intuitive ability gave you that insight that this thing is going to keep stalking you.
I
So
think,
no,
you know,
mm,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry.
No. I was just gonna say, no joke. Rodin's thought was that of okay, we can listen to the older crew member here, but Ronan was going to keep their eyes on the thing to see if they followed us. So like essentially like Ronan's got one hand on Gizmo's bike and then one on their own. And I think we'll say to Ronnie that kind of thing of just like don't put the sock down, okay? And like while we walk away, just kind of be armed just in case
Yeah.
it was gonna be Ronan's suggestion to Ronnie actually, since we're both looking at it.
Yeah, I think that's the vibe. Like Ronnie, like without taking her eyes off this figure, is gonna like one-handed put her shoe back on her bare foot. And she's like, with that same hand, reaches around till she can like touch somebody, but she's gonna walk backwards, not taking her eyes off this thing. Like she's going, but she's like, I'm not turning my back on this, whoever this is. And she's got
Yeah,
the
I think
sock in the other hand.
Yeah.
I think it's Rodan because Rodan's probably like got now two handles in both hands. So like probably Ronnie's bike and Gizmo to like, all right, here we go. We got this. We got this. Just, I will act as support, but I'm looking at our six so because we're not gonna just let that go. Yeah.
So you keep moving. You're looking at it, Ronnie. You're looking at it. You're looking at it. You're looking at it. And its head is moving, 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 following your group until it's hidden behind the building. And you can't see it anymore.
Is there some possibility to hear if we hear like running? Like, you know what I mean?
You
Because we can't
don't
see it.
you don't hear. It's interesting that you asked that question.
Okay.
This is are you continuing to walk backwards even after you leave the building? or it's out of sight of the building?
Yeah, honestly, Ronan would be listening for it. Like,
Yeah.
because it didn't
What
move,
about you,
I'm
Ronnie?
assuming. Yeah.
No, it did not move. What about you, Ronnie? Are you continuing to walk backwards
Oh,
through
for
the
sure.
neighborhood?
For sure, absolutely. It was what you said, it's 1994. The Jurassic Park has come out, right?
Yep.
First
That
one?
summer.
Yeah, like Ronnie saw Jurassic Park over the summer. She knows that, like you never breathe a sigh of relief just because you can't see the bad guy, right? So she's got her head on a swivel still.
I'm gonna do a quick check-in with everyone at the table. You all doing all right? Everyone good? Water? Okay. For everyone else, except for Ronnie, that feeling of being watched is intensifying. And you can still feel the figure's eyes boring into you. And then at a certain point, Ronnie, you see a blur of the figure coming across the street.
Nope, 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 guys, that thing is following us. And I start like swinging this rock full of rocks.
And it's at that point you hear footsteps as it's like power walking its way towards you. It's not
No,
running,
no.
but it's
As,
moving.
as we are kind of all intensifying, I think maybe this is against the others, but the goal is to like Nyx is gonna start singing. She's gonna try, the goal being like to make ourselves less scared because music makes us braver, so she's gonna try to like maybe reduce the effect of being scared of whatever this is for herself
I
and for
love that
everyone.
idea. I love that idea. Give me a charm roll.
Okay, this is my forte. Do well, please. Dice. If I do natural 20 on the 20, do I
You
also
roll
roll
again and you add.
Lucky break.
Yep. That's a lucky break.
great? All right, that is a total of 29. And wait, no, because of my bike is with me, I am
Mhm.
trustworthy. You get +1 to charm checks. So that's a total of 30.
Ooh.
Okay. This is interesting. This is very interesting. You start to sing and immediately that feeling of fear, that cold sweat, that terror that had been kind of like that had kind of gripped you is just gone. The only fear that's left is the fear of circumstance, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like that crippling kind of cold supernatural feeling of pursuit just goes away, and then the figure, you all blink and the figure is gone. And Ronnie, you had it, your eyes on it, and it was just like you blinked, the darkness of the blink, which is barely noticeable, and it's just not there anymore.
Yeah, Ronnie definitely does the full like stereotypical brat pack glasses kid move of like taking her glasses off like with one hand, like squinting, like rubbing them on her overalls and like putting them back
and
on.
and you
Like,
have this moment. You're 8 years old. You're at a family reunion. You're with your grandmother. She takes your hands and she says, I know you've been spending a lot of time out in the woods. My mother was the same way. But I need you to understand, Ronnie. There are things out there in the woods more dangerous than squirrels or foxes or wolves. Your great grandmother used to call them haints, live in shadow, spirits of the beyond. Don't tell your mother I told you this. But if you're going to be out in the woods and you're going to be close to nature, I need you to always listen. Promise me that. You'll listen and you'll keep your head on a swivel. Do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you come back to the present day.
I think I'm just like putting my glasses back on, seeing that it's really and truly not there anymore. I'm just like remembering this conversation, this, you know, and just like shaking my head, like, no, 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 no. This is not good. This is not good. Uh, guys,
It's been stalking us. And like she stopped singing, but she's taken out her violin and just like continuing to strum just to like I don't think she even realizes that the thing is gone. The feeling is still there. Um just continuing to strum to as like a centering force. I just know it is stalking us. I don't know since when, but there's no getting away.
Ronnie is going to uh hold out her sock to whoever is the nearest person. Hold this, and then fully just lets it go without even looking, and is going to reach into her backpack that she has with her and rummage around until she pulls out a smaller, more this is a notebook, but it looks a lot like better taken care of than her Girl Scout journal. And she's gonna just like start gently paging through it, and she's saying like, okay, okay, okay. I'm almost as she's like talking without looking up, she's like, okay, I'm almost positive that we're being stalked by something supernatural right now. Agreed? Agreed. So, and she's like flipping through. Damn it, what did my grandmother say about this? She's like looking through her notebook, trying to find the right page and like getting more and more flustered as she can't like see it well in the dark.
Uh, at this point, this kind of moment of tension is kind of shattered by other players, other people making their way to the LARP. It was almost as if like this entity had like kind of trapped you in this like cone of uncomfortable silence and terror. And it's like gone as you see people walking from cars, kind of walking up and like their various kind of, faux vampire outfits, and just like, hey, what's up? Hey, and people are like walking over, and you guys realize that you are like maybe 15 feet from Cross's apartment.
If there's anyone kind of close around that we might quasi know, similar to when they
Yeah,
when
I'll
that
say I'll say that Megan and Liam, who you guys know from the LARP. Megan goes to school with you. Liam's a Marine, but he's like 19, so like, um, And
Just
Megan is a
enlisted.
senior. She's 18, you know. And they're in Nyx's band, actually. Or Megan is in Nyx's band. So
I'd say
you guys
in a very uncharacteristic way, Ronan probably like grabs the like reaches out to grab but doesn't want to be weird about it and like just grabs the sleeve of you said Megan. Just like
Oh, hey. Hey, what's up, Nyx? Hi, Ronan. You guys are
um
coming to the party, right?
mhm. did did you did you it like starts pointing in the direction of just like did you
And Liam was like, was some creepo like bothering you? So like Liam is like 6 foot even,
Hmm.
is the kind of person that the term redneck is actually made for. Like he has a red neck, he's that pale, and but he's got like, you know, reddish cheeks, blonde hair that's in the marine buzz cut, bright, vibrant blue-green eyes, and he just sort of wears the Scottish heritage on his sleeve. He's wearing like a little floofy, like sleeveless peasant shirt, you know, that's got the you know, like a little one of the little Ren Fair shirts.
oh like little string
Um,
thing.
yeah, with no sleeves, and he's got really cool, a couple of cool tattoos, and he's like muscly, and he's wearing a kilt, and some Doc Martens, and he's like, "Is was some creepo bothering you folks? Like, bothering you guys? Do I need to like put the fear of God in somebody?"
I think Ronan tries to describe it a little bit, probably badly, and like looks to the rest of us just like what
No, we just should get inside soon, right? We're just excited for the party.
And Ronnie pipes up from the back. Plus, we're pretty sure we're being stalked by a supernatural being. So being around other people right now is probably a really good idea.
Uh,
We should really go
yeah,
inside and not invite
yeah,
anyone in who should not be inside. Yes?
Yes,
yeah.
that is a really good
And
idea. We should do that.
and strangely enough, Liam is like, yeah, you guys are right. Like he's taking everything you're saying very seriously. He's like, yeah, you guys are right. Come on in. Let's go meet up with Cross and let Cross know that something's out there. And as you're making your way in, Megan kind of leans into all of you, and he's like, "Are you guys serious? You really think there's something out there? Are you sure it wasn't just like someone pulling a prank on you guys? Because like, you know, a lot of us in this group like are believers, and we take that stuff like really seriously."
I was
As
looking
she
right
as she
at
kind
it
as
and
she
it
kind of
disappeared.
brushes her she puts her hand on her chest where you know she keeps like a pentacle like hidden under her blouse because she's like Wiccan. Um, but she kind of keeps it under her blouse out of habit because the administration at school doesn't like having that kind of iconography out in the open. Like your cross is okay because, you know, but like they give her and other people a really hard time. And she's like, um, okay, because like if there's something out there, we'll have Liam tell Cross that there's something going on, and then he'll and she says this without any irony, and he'll just like strengthen the wards.
I'll just go with Liam. It's fine. You guys get inside. I'm just gonna follow Liam and go talk to Cross anyways.
Okay. Um I'll get you guys checked in. I'm supposed to be doing like character check-in anyway. Um so
Wait, Liam is not going to look for it, right? You, Bunny?
No,
You're
I'm
not
gonna
going to.
go. I'm gonna go talk to Liam and Cross because I gotta talk to Cross anyway because Ronan's got a character sheet that Cross doesn't have access to that information. So I gotta and pulls out basically a folder, like a school folder,
that
and
has like
it's
a
got
Xerox copy of the stuff from the player's kit, the rules for
basically
Ravnos.
yeah. It's like I gotta go drop this stuff off anyway. And then Bunny hands Nyx his character sheet for like the one that we built together
Mm-hmm.
that you had basically picked out, and also hands you a pouch that's like a pencil case. It's like in case you want to spice up like the heiress thing. I borrowed a couple things from Mommy Dearest, so I just need them back after. But you can.
All right, got it. Thank you.
And it's just very simple but very nice jewelry. It's all costume jewelry, but it's all like, you know, from Halloween's past. It's all like from like the 60s and 70s. So it's really done up, but it's very like stage theater jewelry, but it still looks nice. To go with like the heiress motif if you end up wanting to go with that. And there's a couple other things. Like
Yeah.
there's a like an eyeliner pencil in there. There's just things to touch up basically the mask that you wear in public, because Bunny is in the know of like what things are actually like. Because one of the things about Bunny's car is that for Nick specifically, there's a bag in the back of basically like anything you might need, because Bunny also like couch surfs and like has constant sleepovers unless it's a Sunday and it's movie night with the parents. Like, and so Bunny's fairly prepared, but is like watching each and every one of you make it through the door, make it in safely before going and finding Liam.
You all arrive in front of the apartment, and mind you, as I said, there's a big like front yard, like, you know, like courtyard area that's, you know, covered in grass. There's no tree in this particular courtyard. There's one across the street. Cross has kind of set up a bunch of like lanterns outside, so people have plenty of light, because there's lots of people that are still, you know, that are excited, that want to do scenes outside or hang out outside. He doesn't want anybody smoking in his house, so anybody that smokes has to smoke, you know, either out front or on the side. And one of the eerie things about Cross's place is that he's the only active apartment in his lot. And the reason for that is because there was a fire some years ago. And all of the rest of the apartments are burnt out. And allegedly, there were no survivors. So it's kind of an eerie sight as you all walk up, and there's only one of the townhouses lit up at all. Megan walks up to a pop-up table that's nearby that has a little sign-in sheet and a little bucket for entry fee. And with that, we're going to take a break. We're just going to take a 15-minute break, use the restroom, have some food, and then when we come back, we're going to be going to the LARP. Hello, everyone, and we're back playing Kids on Bikes, our Halloween one-shot Devil's Night. We are raising funds for PCRF. Please, please, please donate what you can. These wonderful people have donated their time, and we have put this group of teens on their way to a vampire LARP in quite a bit of peril. But for now, they've made it to their destination. They're with friends. And they are safe. We're going to open up our return with Bunny. You head up to go talk to Cross and to Liam. When you get to Cross, Cross is beautiful, 6'3", broad-shouldered, muscular black man with a shaved head, intense dark brown eyes, what boomers would call bedroom eyes, broad shoulders, incredibly physically fit, wearing a well-fitted black long sleeve shirt, black BDU pants, comfortable combat boots, with a beautiful silver ankh on a silver chain around his neck. He looks over, he looks up from his conversation with Liam and he's like, Bunny, what's going on?
Hey, homie. I
Yeah,
got
hey.
something special for you, and is
What do
going
you
to
got?
wave the folder in front of Cross. I think Bunny does this like every other time they come to a LARP because they just find everything to deal with Vampire the Masquerade and hyperfixate
You've
on it.
been trolling on BJ Zanzibar's World of Darkness again?
I live there, so
What'd you
yeah.
find me? Let me take a look. Give a little cursory approval. And he like
Uh,
flips through and he's like, oh, this is going to be hard to approve. This is from the player's kit. At least this was play tested. He's like,
Yeah.
he flips through it. You're going to have to bring a copy of the player's kit to game one time. I don't know why you keep just bringing me these Xerox pieces of it. We could use the whole book.
You gotta give me something for that though. Like, I mean, it's special to me. You know, my collection's my collection. You know, like I got that little bit of dragon in me, the little hoarding problem. Uh, did you know you've got a stalker problem in the alleyways?
He like shuts it and he's like, whoever wants to play Ravenos is in the clear. Thanks for this. Yeah, that's what Liam was just telling me. Okay, we're gonna keep an eye on people. What exactly did you see?
Shadowy figure stalking in the entrance of an alleyway, goosebumps up the spine, like my all my childhood basically like decided to not pay attention when I tried to put the attention on me to bring them with me. Like I and it Bunny very specifically uses the word childer when referring to the group when talking to Cross. Because I think it's become the thing where Bunny is like the eldest of the little pod, but Bunny does consider themselves to be like in Vampire the Masquerade terms to be at least a neonate an
Mhm.
experience versus the rest of these being fledglings, but Bunny does consider them to be like theirs. Like Bunny's fairly protective over everybody in the group because like Bunny's the one who helps them build their character sheets and make sure that they don't get picked on if they decide to take a risk in the story. Yeah, like luckily Nyx was able to like kind of break the charm of the terrifyingness of the goosebumps and all that other shit. But like the other
Liam's
one's
like,
got
I'm telling you, man, it's those freaking ghosts. It's not the
You got
ghosts.
poltergeists?
We've had some weird stuff happening at the apartment complex. Liam thinks it's the burnt out buildings next door.
You try salt circles, you try talking to anyone on the res to see if maybe they can come and purify some shit. Like, you.
I've we've done some things, but if I'm being really honest, the way those people died was not. It's not something you can just salt circle away. If you catch my drift, but it's good to know that we're dealing with some things. We're going to keep an eye out. If people want to crash here after the LARP, they're more than welcome to. I'm not going out with the boozers. I'd much rather, after running a LARP, stay here and take care of people. But thanks for the warning, Bunny. I appreciate it. Let the kids know that if they need to crash on the couch, or we can pull out mattresses. If I need to talk to any parents, I can talk to parents as well. I'm really good with them. But they can stay here if they'll feel safer going home in the morning.
All right. I brought my car with me, so like I can drive them all home so they're not just on their bikes. Like, it'll be a tight fit, but we can make it work.
You remember being 14, 15, 16. Is nobody's going to want to leave their bike in this neighborhood overnight? It's not a thing.
The trunk's big enough. Bunny drives a gold painted Chevy Cavalier, which is built like a tank.
How is it exactly what I imagined in my brain?
It's
a big car is what I was imagining.
That was Diamond's first car. Is a Chevy Cavalier from I think the 80s.
Nice.
Diamond does not have a driver's license, but that was my first car. But Bunny has that, but it's been it's not a good paint job. It is literally spray painted gold. It is spray painted gold. And yeah, I got space in the trunk. We can make it work.
If all else fails, we can put it together. I've got my car, Liam's got his car. We'll figure it out.
All right. We make it through this, I'll bring the player's kit and you can get your mitts on it, I guess.
Sounds good to me, considering I'm the one running the story. All right, let's get downstairs before some rumor flies around that I'm putting you on narrator staff or something.
Oh, one day I can taste it. Sink my fangs into that. And then Bunny is going to dab up Crow. And it's just it's the whole handshake. It's just a whole moment.
Yep.
And then putting back on the happy-go-lucky, once the serious stuff is done talking. Does Liam leave with Bunny or does Liam stay with Crow?
Liam stays with Crow because he lives here. He doesn't have to really go downstairs until he feels like it. But as you head downstairs, the camera swings back over through the apartment to outside to the table where Megan is getting everything set up and is getting everyone signed in. And Foxglove comes over. So Foxglove is 17, 18-year-old senior, brown hair, freckles, blue eyes. And she's wearing her costume, which is a business blouse and a pencil skirt and some heels. She looks really kind of not uncomfortable in them, but this is not really her style. She is a t-shirt, jeans, and leather jacket kind of girl. And this is just not, she's just wearing this for her character, Karen the Ventru. And she heads up to all of you and she's like, hey, nice outfits. You guys ready to play your characters? Oh, Ronnie, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad that you decided to come out to the LARP and hang out with us.
Ronnie looking when Foxglove says nice outfits, Ronnie's literally wearing what she wore to school that day. So she's like looking at herself, and then she's looking at Foxglove's outfit, like clearly Foxglove tried, and Ronnie's like like internally like doing math calculations, like there's clearly a memo that was missed somewhere about what this was supposed to be, and so she's like, yeah, well, I decided my character is, just very chill and laid back. And so this is what she wears. But it's good to see you. My
Yeah.
mom wants to get together with your mom sometime, like after church. And I
Oh,
don't know, my mom with her stuff.
yeah. And my mom with her stuff. It's always weird with those two, but it's fine. Like, you're
Yeah.
here with me. I'm going to make sure nobody messes with you, and we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, well, I can take them. Where's my sock? Where's my sock? And like starts looking around.
With the Ronin head or the sock.
Takes the sock from
Oh,
Ronan
you know,
and
we
is
don't
holding it
we
up.
don't we don't have to use real weapons in LARP, right? It's just
Oh no,
pretend.
this is not for the LARP. This is for the supernatural being that's stalking the alleyway.
Ronan's just silently like behind Roddy for the record, just like
Yeah.
And she like looks over at Megan, and Megan is like Megan looks dead serious, like believe her, and Foxglove is like, okay, I'll be on my guard tonight then.
Yeah, definitely should. And she kind of looks at Foxglove. Foxglove knows her from so Foxglove knows like this is like it's not a different version of Ronnie, but it's definitely like a more like outgoing version of Ronnie than she would
Yeah,
make
yeah,
out.
yeah.
But she can see through the light veneer that like Ronnie is genuinely very scared of whatever she's referring to from the alleyway.
Okay. You see anything? You come get me. All right. I'm gonna be here. I'm not
Same,
going anywhere. All right. Uh
same.
okay. And so what's gonna commence is like a little bit of a montage. Everybody gets their character sheets turned in. You guys get a little stamp on it, approving them, meaning, you didn't cheat, you didn't add anything, all the points add up. Megan is a pro at this. She just kind of looks through it, and she's like the little secretary for the LARP. Draven shows up and puts a $5 bill in the entry fee jar. The entry fee is only $1, but Draven knows you're all on fixed incomes from, either a part-time job or allowances, and his family's got plenty of money and he doesn't want you all to pay, so he just pays everybody's $1 entry fee, so that you guys can like go and just enjoy the LARP. And he's like, it's all good, man, it's on me. And when you guys get inside of the apartment, it's all kind of decorated for Halloween. There's like little like speakers kind of set up everywhere playing like ambient music. There's a flight of stairs, like almost as soon as you go into the door, there's a flight of stairs going up to the second story. And then it opens out into this massive living room. And then there's like a cloth curtain that's been put up, that's slightly sheer, and you can see through the curtain the dining room. So there's like a dining room area with like a table and more chairs and more seating and an open door that leads to the kitchen. And then like in the kitchen, you guys know that there's a screen door that leads to the back. The living room has like a front window and a side window, and there's like a big comfy couch underneath the front window, and there's a TV that's been like kind of set up in the corner in between like where the stairs are, that's like bolted into the corner, which is not in fashion now. It's very like, but at the time it was very like, what is that? And then underneath there's like a dresser with a cable box, and on the far like right wall, there's like a long computer desk where you see like one of those big like glass screen computers and a keyboard, and underneath is like a PC, and that's kind of all set up. And there's some people that are all like kind of swarming around it. Like I think like Devin's there, Wednesday's there, and a few other people that you don't recognize are there, all just kind of like freaking out. And they're playing this new strategy game that came out called Warcraft 2 that everyone's freaking out about. Because every time you click on one of the NPCs, they start talking and they say something and they get sassier and sassier and gets more attitude. So there's like a group of people that are all kind of holding court around the computer, like freaking out over this computer. They're not even actually playing it. They're just like clicking on the NPCs and like laughing at like all the things that they're saying. Um, and talking about how the graphics look so good. Uh, and then next to that, it's kind of like he's cleared off. It looks like Cross has cleared off the rest of the computer desk because he's got like a long one um, with just food. There's just so much food. There's like food and soda. And then if you go through the curtains in the dining room, there's more food like on the back table, more drinks. And it's set up one part like vampire club, one part like regular like party is how everything's kind of been set up for you guys. Before the game starts and you guys are kind of thrown into your first like scene in character, is there anything that you all talk about, just all of you, or do your characters just kind of just want to jump in?
I think once we're
Bunny.
inside and we're all back together, like Bunny comes back from having
Yeah,
a
yeah. Once Bunny
conversation
comes back, and that's what I mean. Once Bunny comes down the stairs.
with Cross, then just kind of looking around at everyone and timidly being like, do we still want to like play this after what happened outside? Like, do you think that's a good idea? Like maybe it's not.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I like we're the only ones that saw it. It sounds like. I mean, and we're inside with other people. Maybe there's safety in numbers. As they turtle into like, for the record, I think their outfit like it's still the same sweatshirt, just a bunch of like scarves and stuff for the LARP. But yeah, just starts turtling again.
I can use a distraction.
Do y'all do y'all like know everybody who's here? Like if somebody who was here who like wasn't supposed to be here, would you know? Would anyone notice?
Are we sure? Are we sure that was a vampire? Do we know?
I don't know what it was. I just know that I was looking right at it and it literally disappeared. Like I was looking right at it. I didn't look away. And my grandma says that anytime I see weird stuff like that, I gotta stay focused and not get distracted.
I think we should pay attention. I think if we go, we're just gonna get stalked again, and then we're not gonna have any company, or we're not gonna be protected by this place.
That's true. Maybe we can like do stuff to like keep it outside so it doesn't come in. My grandma said that you can put like salt in like the doorways and stuff and like cinnamon on like the windowsills and stuff like that to keep bad stuff outside.
That thing, that thing knows who I am.
What?
That thing knows who I am.
It
Do you
didn't
know?
say anything.
I
Do you
mean,
know what it
like
is?
not like you know my name, that, but okay. I will tell you something that you can't tell the rest of the school, okay?
Okay. I mean, I'm like freshman. Nobody's gonna listen to me anyway. But sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I get straight A's and I do my homework during every single class so I can pretend to not care and not do anything that is uncool or nerdy in front of those people, those like popular people that I try very hard to be a part of.
Like that boy that what's his name again?
Draven.
Draven.
Fully pretending that she does not know what his name is. Um uh so you pretend to not be smart so that that boy will like you.
That boy,
You and my
that
sister
boy's
gotta
people.
sort out your priorities. But
It makes me invisible in a different way, you know?
I guess that makes sense. So wait,
But
the supernatural being that's stalking us knows that like you get straight A's, and that's bad.
I have a feeling.
I think that was my question. Like, they didn't say anything. How would you know?
I just know. I just sometimes I just have a gut feeling and my stomach gets all twisted up and I feel like I'm just gonna get indigestion and then I just know things.
I think at
Well,
that,
Gizmo.
Ronan just looks at
Oh,
Bunny. No, you're fine. Just like
yeah.
they're not gonna say anything, but they're like, obviously just
Gizmo, how are you feeling right now as your friends are all kind of just having this moment of honesty before you guys go and pretend to be vampires for a couple of hours?
Gizmo, for one, has his hand in his pocket because he has a little thing of tourmaline and a rosary that he keeps on him at all times. So he's just like fiddling with it in his pocket, and when he hears that, he's polite enough to not say anything without being like the oh I know about Nyx, because it's just that gut feeling of you're trying to be, because Gizmo's last thought is ever trying to be cool. He doesn't give a shit what other people think, so it's kind of the well yeah, you care a lot, which shouldn't matter, but at the same time it's just kind of he's trying to be polite, basically. Is just taking in everything, fiddling with his protective gear, essentially,
Mhm.
and then trying to refer to Bunny again as the one that he knows is the one who takes care of them.
Bunny, do you tell the group about Cross offering to let people crash there until the morning?
Uh, I wait
Or do you kind
until
of keep that to yourself?
I wait
Oh, sorry.
until they're done because I think Bunny just kind of leans against like the doorway of the stairwell or against the
Mhm.
railing, like letting anybody who's passing like come up and down and just letting them talk amongst themselves and just trying to gauge like where everybody's at. And then from there, Bunny's like, okay, I know this about this person, this about this person, this about this person. Cool. I can try to
Mhm.
see if I can help. Um, so first, Bunny goes because Bunny already did the thing of comfort for Nyx, which is giving the makeup bag with the jewelry inside to kind of be able to keep up like whatever appearances Nyx wants to do. With Gizmo, Bunny has a basically a little red object, paper object in their hands that they're like fiddling with a little bit. Bunny has fairly long nails, but they're natural and they're just kind of painted in this like very blood red color. It's kind of the darkest red they can find, and if it's not dark enough, they mix a little bit of black in it, and it just gets a little murky. But they're very messy. So it makes it hard. And then just not even saying anything, just kind of walking and then putting an arm around Gizmo without touching and puts it in front of Gizmo. And it is a little origami cardinal bird made of red paper. It's like, for good luck. Good
Oh.
omens.
Yeah. Omens. Right. And we'll take it.
Good luck.
Appreciate it, Bunny.
And then going and just listening in, and then just kind of looking at Ronnie, and it's, if you guys don't want to stay, like, we can go back. We can grab a group of people. We can walk back to the car. I have enough space in my trunk. Everybody can fit their bikes in. I can take you guys home. It's no big deal. Like, anybody who wants to stay at my place can stay at my place.
I have to go back because, well, I have to take care of my grandmother. But
No.
you can come back with me, or one of you, if you want to have more numbers on your side. You can come as well.
How about this? How about we just make plans that anybody who needs to go home, I will drive you home. Your bike can fit in my trunk. It's no big deal. And I'll make sure you get home safe. It's my job, because all this. And Bunny's really playing up like the fact that it's like everything's gonna be okay. And it's very cheerful Bunny again. Bunny is Bunny. And then looking at Rowan, it's like,
Ronnie.
no, it's because I already talked.
Ronan.
Yeah,
Ronan. My brain. I thought you said
Yes.
Rowan. I was like,
Ronan.
wait, Ronan. Got it.
Ronan.
Continue.
Looks at Ronan. It's just like, your Ravnos is approved. I did the thing. Crow's cool with it, or Cross is cool with it. So we're gonna be good. But Cross also said if anybody needs to spend the night, like, welcome to Crash. But like I said, anybody wants a ride home at the end of the night, I got you, like I always do. But if anybody wants to go home now, I can take you home now. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. If you're scared, it's all right. It's okay to be afraid. It happens. It's dark outside, and tomorrow's Halloween. Devil's Night.
I mean, I'm not scared per se. I'm just thinking like practically, But then we also can't just like leave everybody here in danger. That would not be like a good idea. And I mean, like, as a Girl Scout, I do have to protect like my fellow citizen. So like I'm just thinking like collectively, like, is it a good idea for the whole LARP to be here? Not just us. Like, I don't want you to think that it's just like us or me, right? Like everybody.
All right.
It's like if everybody's LARPing, then we're staying LARP. But I just wanted to like put that out there on the table and like,
Mm-hmm.
And
like that.
I think it's just a reminder. Isn't there a portion that's outside?
There is?
I think so. Wasn't there like the table set up here, and then there's the portion outside?
Maybe we don't go outside. Maybe we just.
You guys can.
Cross?
That is an option. You guys can just do scenes inside if you want. The only reason why people spill outside is because the numbers are really big. So a lot of people showed up to the LARP.
We should tell Cross. Maybe we shouldn't do scenes outside today because.
Or and like rare moment of courage for Ronan, stands up at their full height, skinny little kid, just or we go outside and make sure we know because we're the only ones that've seen it. Seen it.
Right. You're right. But okay. Okay, yes. It hits music. We crank up the music, right? And I'll play. I just make my character a really a musician as well, just like I am, and just keep playing.
Yeah, and your bandmates are here, so you know,
But
power in
like
numbers.
maybe we shouldn't go outside unless we like really have to. There's nothing smart about just walking into danger.
What if the others went outside and then they got eaten or something, and they don't know what it looks like?
Yeah, they could be like picked off one by one or something.
Do you think we can get Megan to tell people outside to just like be careful because we saw like a weird person lurking around?
It's at that point that your conversation is interrupted by Liam, and Liam is like, "That's a great idea. I'm gonna go tell her right now. Excuse me, guys." And then he just sort of comes down the stairs and makes his way through the group, uh, and heads outside to where Megan is at the table to go tell her exactly that.
Yeah, that was a great idea. Liam said that was a great idea. I think we should do that.
And you guys can vaguely hear Megan's voice being like, "Hey guys, there were some weird people seen in the neighborhood. Try and stick to the very front in front of the apartment. Don't go out further, away from the lanterns unless you need to, okay? Just for your own safety. You're all adults, but, we're here to have fun and you never know what's going on." Like, you can kind of hear her making like a little announcement and making it sound like really reasonable. She doesn't say, "Oh, there's some supernatural thing out there," but she kind of softens it up. Um, and in a few moments, game starts. So I want to say about 45 minutes into game, you guys have been talking to people, working on your character's voice, figuring out the rules, just a variety of things, trying to have a good time, with this, strangeness in the back of your heads. Um,
I do want to so like during the game,
mhm,
Nyx is going to get to a spot in the room where she can see as many people as possible, like
mhm,
the most amount of people. And
yeah,
I'm gonna use another adversary point to do intuitive
okay.
and just ask about the environment. Like, is there anyone here who shouldn't be here? Like, is there anyone here that's like pretending to be like one of us besides myself? Um,
You are looking around and you get this sense that something that doesn't belong here is hiding inside of a familiar face. Your instincts have never done this before. This is something entirely new.
okay,
It's
okay.
odd because it feels like every stranger you meet is a stranger. But you feel like someone you know is not who they say they are anymore.
She is gonna internally freak out and try to be calm about it, and then instantly just is like, is this what it feels like to be Bunny? Um, and like, and then immediately actually go to Bunny and say, someone, someone we know. I think I know someone I know, someone we know, because you know everyone I know, right?
Mhm.
They're here. I think whatever they're stalking us, I think they're here, and they're wearing a face that we know, and are familiar with. That's their tactic. That's what they do, right? What kind of What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? Do you know anything?
I know you need to breathe.
Yes, yes. But I always am right about these things, right? My feeling.
Mhm. You need to breathe first. You need to
Okay.
just ground yourself in this moment. And Bunny's gonna hold out her hands. It's just like, come on.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Nyx will hold the hands.
And then Bunny is going to basically move Nyx's hands to do the hand signs for do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, up and down the scale, like once up, once down, and then just kind of like, and then conclude. Okay. So we know it's somebody that we know who's not who they say they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a mechanic for that in the game. So you can play it like it's the game.
Okay.
Yeah. You can just kind of make like an insight because you're very insightful. And it's just, rock, paper, scissors. Most people tend to go with rock. If you go paper or scissors, you go paper, then like you might beat them. If you go scissors, you might lose. Or you could go rock and tie with them. Like just you can basically just go up to people and start doing that and be like, I'm going to challenge this of yours. Do it within the system of this. And then if you notice something, you can literally just call it out. There's Cross is a decent guy. He's got vague amounts of safety measures in play. I'm here for you too. So like we built our characters together. I can be attached to you. It's good. You're gonna be all
What
right.
if it's cross? What if it's cross?
Well, if it's crossed, then he's not gonna get to see the cool books I got. So it sucks, but it is what it is. So
I can't believe
Gong.
we convinced Ronnie to come here.
When you say that, a gong goes off, and someone says, "All new kindred who are in need to be presented for acknowledgement to our prince, please step forward and gather." And at this point, all of you are corralled over to um, a chair that's been kind of decorated into a makeshift throne, where Cross, who is wearing the same thing he was wearing before, but he has this like fur-lined coat and some additional jewelry and rings on his hand. Um, uh, and he's sort of sitting there with a goblet in his hand, playing the prince. And the person who made the announcement uh, says, presenting Bartholomew Lamar III, Ventru Prince of the domain of Norfolk. Please present yourselves. And you're all sort of standing there as your characters in this moment, some of you with heavy things on your mind. When you hear loud glass shattering as 6 figures, 4 men, a mixture of men and women, come crashing into the room. All of them smudge stained by grave dirt, red eyes, all wearing pilfered, purchased, snagged leather jackets with a bloody red handprint on the back of all of these jackets. Their mouths open with loud sharp fangs looking at all of you. And you hear physical challenge as you're snapped back to reality. You guys are all standing in Cross's living room. Whatever that glass came from the speakers where all of the music was coming from. And you guys saw Foxglove, Liam, Megan, Draven, and Wednesday open up the front door, causing the screen door to slam open. And they all ran into the room wearing just the scrubbiest of thrifted, possibly shoplifted leather jackets, holding character sheets as you're all sort of like brought back into reality in this moment. I'm going to ask each one of you to pick a pick a stat of your choice, one that you think might be your signature stat, the one that you feel you're the best at. As you all realize that Elysium, which is where all of the vampires hang out in peace and nonviolence, is being attacked by the Black Hand or the Sabbat, which are the vampires that don't respect the rule of secrecy, the masquerade. Depending on what you roll, will depend on whether your character's character survives this battle. And whether you succeed or lose will depend where in the apartment you will end up after this big epic combat scene that you're all role-playing as your characters. So, we're going to go around the table and do a little role-play within role-playing. We're going to start with our newest player, Bonnie. What stat do you want to roll? How do you approach like this encounter?
So these are our kids on bike stats that we're choosing.
Yes, you're using your kids on bike stats, but you can choose whichever stat you like. Pick the highest one if you want, but whichever one you feel that Bonnie would lean on to try and have her character get out of the scene alive.
Okay. So Ronnie is going to, I think in this case, definitely is going to be, I'm gonna roll brains for this. Because as she's like, one, I literally don't know how this game is played. She's thinking to herself, she's like remembering the info dump that Bunny did earlier and like trying to frantically like Rolodex through her brain all of the information that she heard and realizing that she didn't get like half of it. So she's just trying to like remember the basic rules of the game and just use her brain to try to figure out the other things.
Figure out her disciplines, figure out like
she can't remember how any of the like combat mechanics work. So she's just sticking to the like basic like interaction mechanics because she doesn't remember any of the other ones. Okay, let's see here. 12.
Okay, 12. Describe narratively how your Ronnie's vampire character survives this battle.
So seeing these creatures or vampires bust in through the door and are kind of like making this attack. She's looking around, she's thinking to herself, right, there's got to be contingencies for exactly this happening, right? Like we have an accord, but right, there's definitely like a backup plan. Like what happens if some group decides to break this agreement that we have. So she's using that knowledge and like awareness of like like what do they call those? Like secret doors and like little places that she could like pop into like that are specifically designed, to protect like the important people, right? Who are in this space, but she's making use of them herself because she's like, well, I'm important to me.
Oh,
So
you escape
relying
via
on
the princess trap door, right? Is that what we're doing?
exactly,
Yes. All right.
exactly. So she's like,
Yes.
I'm not gonna fight here. I'm going to use this, this secret trapdoor to escape the fray.
Excellent. All right. So when you go through the secret, when your character manages to make it out, going through the prince's secret back door, following the prince, and making your way into an escape without having to swing a single punch, do you go to the upstairs rooms, the kitchen, the dining room, which is through the curtains, or the front yard?
So Ronnie as a character is also thinking like she wants to go to the kitchen because she has not given up on her idea of trying to work this house somehow from
Right.
supernatural things. So she's trying
Excellent.
to head to the kitchen and hope, and look for resources that she can use.
So you head into the kitchen, and we're going to pause there. Bunny,
Mhm.
we'll go to the oldest and the most experienced. Describe to me, go ahead and make your roll. What ability would
Mhm.
Bunny use to try and navigate this combat?
Oh, Bunny would use brains.
Would you use
But
brain
I
as
have a
well?
question.
Yes.
I have a question and a bargain for you
Yeah.
because it plays into something I said earlier about Bunny and the way Bunny plays BTM. Uh, if I have Bunny purposely fail and sacrifice their character, can I give a boost to any of my compadres who fail
Okay.
by using my character as a self-sacrifice?
Ooh. Okay.
Because because these, like, while they are in character, these are all people we know. And after what Nick said, if someone is not what they seem, so Bunny knows what usually happens, like if their character dies. They know how people usually react to, like, oh god, Bunny killed another character. All right, well, we're gonna have to do the character sheet later. But Bunny wants to see specifically, I want to gauge like what is different about them because I am trying to lure them in of by being vulnerable. I am trying to play the innocent bunny rabbit who is being hunted by the predators. Uh, but then they might end up in a fox trap.
Right. I would. Hmm.
So that's what I would like to roll for is like I'm sacrificing my character, but I want to try to roll to see it's like if I can insight something off of these 6 or these 5.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a brain roll.
Fantastic.
And everyone at the table that hasn't gone yet, take an adversity token.
That is going to be a 12.
A 12. Something is off with Draven. Can't put your finger on it.
I'm going to.
In fact, going all the way back to lunch, something's been off with Draven. You don't know what it is, but because you're paying attention, something is off. And since you lost your character, actually, no, you technically succeeded on the roll. Upstairs rooms. Actually, because you sacrificed your character and you succeeded on the roll, I'm going to offer you something different. I'm going to open up your options for where you go now that your character has died to cool off. Do you go outside, the bathroom, or across the street where the payphone with a bench next to it is? Or do you go into one of the upstairs rooms, the kitchen, the dining room, because the battle's in the living room, or just the front yard?
I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay. You go upstairs, to kind of give yourself a minute, because as much as you have backup characters, it's a pain. Losing a character sucks. And also the revelation that something is off with Draven, who you have known since middle
Mhm.
school. Gizmo, what stat would you like to roll to try and have your character's character survive this attack by the Sabbat?
I am thinking charm because he eventually went with Toreador.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and give me a charm roll. Let me know what it is.
That's a 12, which means I get to roll again.
Oh, doozy.
Magic
All right,
number.
Yep, that's a 2. So 14.
14. Excellent. Boom. Narratively describe to us, using as much of vampire as you like, how your character survives this attack by the Sabbat on the Elysium.
I want them, I don't remember the actual like terminology, but I want them
Was
to
it
charm.
present?
Yes, presence.
Or dominate?
Dominate.
Are you
It's
trying to?
dominate.
Yeah.
Dominate them to basically rip themselves apart in front of him.
Oh. After, like, you see that happen, and just for flavor, I'm just gonna say it. The person playing the Sabbat is a Wednesday, and Wednesday's like, "Ah, ah, ah, ah," and they're ripping themselves apart, and she's like, "This is such a cool death," as she as rips herself apart, uh, and because you succeeded in your role, upstairs rooms, kitchens, dining room, or the front yard.
I think I'm gonna check the one be in one of the upstairs rooms.
Okay. Okay. Nyx,
Okay.
I know that your character's going through a lot right now, and this was kind of an intense scene you got thrown into.
So I have a few questions. So the first one is kind of mechanical. So for adversity token, I can use it to reroll, or what do I use it
You
to
can
do?
use it to boost your roll by +1.
I see. Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
Another
And you
question
can use
is
multiple
Mhm.
of them, by the
Great.
way, just in case. So if you have multiple, you can be like, okay, I need 2 more points to succeed on this roll. I'm spending 2 adversity tokens to boost it up.
Okay. So are any of these people adults, or are they all teenagers?
I think no, all the people I named are teenagers. Like,
Okay.
Liam is only adult in the legal sense. Liam
Yeah.
is 19.
Um
So,
she's going to use charm, and because she is seeing people she is actually familiar with, like there are people who are strangers, but these people actually include members
the
of
people you know.
our band and everything. So she's a little bit paranoid right now, and remembering how music had effect on them, she's just going to break out and do another like impromptu song and see, like, gauge their reaction, partially gauge their reaction and partially to, like, almost like stun them
Mhm.
to the point of, like, to captivate them. I suppose that would be the
Okay.
accurate term.
All right, go
Um,
ahead and give me a charm roll.
okay. That is going to be. Uh, sorry, it's very dark.
All good.
Ooh, what are the arts? Did I do another 20?
Oh, roll again.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus
Is it
Christ.
another 20?
No, it's not, but it is another 18. So it's a 38, and I have a lot of I have a lot of adversity tokens, so I'm gonna use 2 of them to bump it to 40, because why the hell not?
Okay.
Insane. Next time I roll, it's gonna punish me. But she's just gonna kind of break out into this song, like take out her violin and just goes, and I had my true friends, no one could have better. Till like the evening tide, I slipped away. Oh, I've been gone. Oh, I've been gone. Sometimes I wish we'd all been born of the same blood. Then we might share more than just these moments in time and space before we become just kind of go on with like a song. I'm not the best singer, so imagine this beat
Uh,
like infinitely better.
yeah. So what ends up happening is you end up like succeeding at the presence discipline that you were using to kind of cover singing, because you didn't want to give away the whole thing, and you end up outright winning the challenge and then performing like that, and everybody stops and just kind of like applauds, and is like really really excited, and because you got such a high number, I'm going to give you this. You have some choices of places that you're going to end up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But while you're on your way to that place, you do see that there's a hunger in Draven's eyes. His eyes are not moving. I mean, they're moving as you're moving. And in the story of the game, you have stunned them all so that you can get away free. But in the real world, as you're making your way out to make fair escape, you do catch Draven staring at you.
Do I know where Cross is?
Cross is in the room because he's playing the prince.
Okay.
He's in the middle of the action, and he's actually adjudicating the action, right? He's looking to make sure everyone is playing rock, paper, scissors properly. If anybody goes for a retest, because that's the way the LARP rules work, he's adjudicating it. So he's essentially doing his storyteller duties right now. So you know exactly where Cross is. You do have the option, because you succeeded on your roll, on staying in the room instead of leaving. Or you could just go to the dining room, where you won't be very far from Cross at all, because there's no wall, there's just the curtain.
Cross
Do you
is
want to go
in
to
the dining room.
Well, Cross is in the living room running the
Okay.
combat. But you can just
I
go over
want
to the dining room if you want to be as close to Cross as possible. The only other place that is close to Cross would be the front yard.
I want to stay, but as she's continuing to sing, she's gonna make the rounds as people are stunned and almost like doing a little bit of curtsy, and she's gonna
Hmm.
go and grab Draven because he's in her band, right?
Yeah,
And she's gonna like prompt him to like join her
in the
and
dining
starts
room.
to lead him towards Cross. And let me know if it's possible, but I want to give Cross a signal
Hmm.
of like this guy is a problem.
Oh, okay. Uh, so you're going to give Cross a signal while pulling him into the dining room.
No, pulling him towards Cross.
Oh, you're
Or
pulling him toward. So you're deciding you were going to stay in the room, and then you're going to grab Draven and bring him over to Cross.
either that, or because I'm having a hard time visual. Is there a place I know where like nobody is there, like somewhere that I could be isolated with?
The upstairs rooms.
Okay, I'm gonna drag him upstairs and I'm gonna signal Cross to follow us.
Okay, got it. Ronan, what of all of your stats
Hmm.
would you like to roll to represent how your character makes how your character's character navigates the scene with the Battle of the Sabbat?
So, in my mind, Ronan made a very not aggressive, but physically gigantic ravenous in their mind. So dumped
Mm-hmm.
everything into physical, right?
Right.
So in my mind, and if they're role play, uh, going to utilize grit for
Okay,
a resolve athletics here
gotcha.
was the plan. Are they all stunned? Because if so, I think the plan will
This
still
is
be
this is all this is
at
all
the same
happening all
time.
at once.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
So in their mind, in their role play was going to be like separate the group.
right.
So, they're all probably all rank and file coming in to this
Mhm.
room, breaking glass, everything. And so in Ronan / Ravnos' mind, get them apart.
Yeah. All right, give me a
That was
roll.
that's
Give me
their
a grit
thought.
roll.
Please be good. Not bad. 17.
All
And
right.
no, never mind. Yep, 17.
Describe to me in the vampire world how Ronan's character survives in the most badass way possible because you rolled really high.
I think Ronan probably has a scarf and more ragtag kind of things on top, and then also stuff things into their sweatshirt so that they're bigger. To be all big and strong because they're so
Yeah.
skinny. Uh, so I think describing it as their Ravnos, um, they start with the edge people in the edge cases, if you will, and so kind of. I know they're not actually doing this, but you know what I mean? Tossing
Yeah, no,
aside
describe it.
one and taking down another by sweeping the leg Johnny. I know that wasn't out yet, but that's okay. And sweeping the leg Johnny type of thing and taking out three of them to burst them
Yes.
apart with
Burst them apart.
ninja, athleticism type of idea.
Just
So,
fortituding your way through this combat.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who needs to fight people when you can throw them?
Yes. All right. Front yard,
Hmm.
dining room / living room, kitchen, or upstairs rooms.
Okay, so Ronan has not picked up on dude being sus. I think emboldened in their character because that's what they're hoping for. I think they're an idiot 15-year-old and they go out in the front yard.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of fire through this real quick because some of these things have been changed because of actions of smart players. Ronnie, after this big epic combat, your character flees, you escape. You end up in the kitchen. There's not that many people in the kitchen. The kitchen's not that big. The living room is huge. The dining room is huge. The kitchen, not so much. It's like a little vertical room with, a little kitchenette, an oven, a fridge. There's barely enough room for like 2 or 3 people to hang out in here. So you're pretty much in here alone. And there's you're starting to feel short of breath, just like being in this room. And you feel what feels like a hand grabs you by the arm, and a voice whispers in your mind, "You shouldn't be here. This is not a place for the living."
Ronnie literally. Well, first, actually, you know what? I'm gonna make a roll for Ronnie to see
Yeah,
what she does right now.
if you would like, yeah.
Because,
Grit.
lots. I think she's remembering what her
Yeah.
grandmother said. She's remembering the creepy thing in the alleyway, and she's remembering all of her friends out
Okay.
front,
All right.
and this
Okay.
new confident Ronnie that she's trying to be. And she's at her first like big kids party. Okay, yes, that's a lucky break. I rolled a 12.
Okay.
Come on, Ronnie, keep it together, girl. So that's +8 is a 20. Okay.
Okay.
So Ronnie starts to scream and then is actually like it like breaks off before it like gets any volume to it.
Yeah.
And what she does, I'm actually gonna spend an adversity token to try to reach out and grab just something heavy, sturdy, and not breakable to like swing around like in reaction. So just make a wild
Yeah.
swing around.
Yeah.
it's-
You make this wild swing and like you feel a bit of resistance, and then when you look down at it, it's like covered with like icy condensation. Like you hit something cold and maybe not of this world.
Nope. Ronnie just starts talking to herself. She's like, no. She immediately starts opening like any cabinets that there are. She's rummaging around. She's
Okay.
pulling down salt.
So
She's pulling out cinnamon. She's in
you're
the
having a
fridge. She's looking
you're
through
having
the
a
crisper.
you're having a freak out in the kitchen. All right. We're gonna move over to uh Bunny. Bunny, where did we have you? We had you in the bathroom.
Bathroom. I think it's upstairs bathroom.
You end up at the upstairs bathroom to kind of chill and relax. You're taking a few breaths. You're thinking about this revelation about Draven, who you've known since middle school, and you look up and the words "you are being hunted" is written on the bathroom mirror and lipstick.
What shade of lipstick?
Blood red.
How many people are wearing that shade of lipstick at this event?
Uh,
Is it black lipstick? Is it like the darkest red you can find?
it's like the
black
darkest
cherry
red you
from
can find.
Revlon?
Yeah, it's like a black cherry. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? No one is wearing this shade.
Fantastic.
No, like, uh, and then you notice, that the bathtub behind you is filled with blood.
Okay.
What do you do?
I think Bunny's just gonna mirror. That's a nice shade of lipstick. Oh.
Like you can see it in the reflection,
Uh,
and you can it's filling the room. Like you can smell that coppery
ah.
smell.
Well, that's gonna suck to clean for whoever gets to clean that. Not me. I don't live here. All right, I'm gonna just. Does the door open when I go for it?
The door does open. But I'm going to pause you there because somebody picked the upstairs rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And that was... So, you head up... Actually, I think 2 people picked the upstairs rooms, right?
Yeah.
All right. So... You are... When you end up... Gizmo. When you end up heading up... finishing up like the tail end of your scene and people kind of pour out and head downstairs, you have a moment to yourself in the room. And when you're alone, The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. And you get the same feeling you got before, like you're being watched. When your eyes sweep across the room, you notice that several objects have rearranged themselves. A vase that was on the nightstand is now on the dresser. The jewelry box on the dresser is now on the nightstand. Several pictures that were in frames on the far wall are now on the wall behind the bed. Like you know what this room looked like when you first walked in it, and it does not look like the same. And when your eyes finally hit the mirror, the vanity mirror that is on top of the dresser, it has the same message and that same shade of lipstick. You are being hunted.
Okay. Takes a deep breath, still shoves his hand back into his pocket where the tourmaline and the rosary are.
They are
And squeezes.
vibrating in your hands.
All right. This is fine. This is cool. I think is gonna fully register what is happening and go to open the door again and walk out.
In the next room over, you're in the room, you and Devin, and following behind Cross. What's going on? What's going on, Nix?
Can
Did
I use another intuition point to
Yep.
see?
You have any
Um,
more adversity tokens?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask. Is Draven a vampire pretending to be Draven? Or like how? Yeah, I guess I'll ask that.
So you're trying to figure out if Draven is the thing stalking you, which
Or
may
at
be a
least
vampire.
I
Yeah.
want to ask if Draven is like either the thing stalking us or like working with the thing stalking us, like a part of the hunters.
You look at Draven, and it's like flashes. You're looking at Draven's shape, the way Draven moves, and the shadowy creature. And it all just starts to click into place. And Cross puts a supportive hand on your shoulder. Something you needed to talk to us about?
Sometimes we wear a mask at the party, and then sometimes we wear two. I want to. Um. Are there anything in the room that like a stick, like a stake, or like
There's like a lamp, there's a bed, there's a dresser, but there's nothing that looks like there's not a broom or anything like that. Nothing that looks like you could grab it as a weapon.
Right. I'm going to like
Or you know
slam my.
what?
Mhm.
You know what? Give me a roll.
Okay.
Let's roll. Roll. Give me. Because this is like luck, right?
Yeah.
So. A brains roll.
Okay. Brains is a D10. That's an 8.
So you had an 8.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking around, and yes, there's a broom that crosses left in here because there's hardwood floors, not carpet. Do you want to grab it?
I want to like grab it and then use the momentum to slam it against something hard like the wall and then use the broken piece to try to stick to him.
So you go in, you cut it in half, and when you turn around and look at him, he smiles, and we're gonna pause right there. Ronan, you're
Yep.
outside.
Mhm.
And like while you're outside, a dense fog rolls in
Mhm.
that seems to just kind of like a marine layer from the ocean, adding kind of an eeriness to everywhere that you're going. And about 4 people are looking around and they're just like, where's Draven? Yeah, Draven was supposed to like go smoke with us. And Wednesday walks up to you. He's like, hey, do you know where Draven went? He was supposed to come out front, but I think he went off with Nyx.
Um, I'm assuming I saw them leave, maybe.
Yeah, you saw them go upstairs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think they did, and Cross may have followed them.
Oh, well, they were gonna go. We're gonna go smoke.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
inside?
but we can't.
Oh, well, no, that's yeah.
Out,
No,
yeah,
I
outside.
got you.
We really can't do it because Draven is the one that has the clothes.
Oh, um, I mean, go find them. And they say as their eyes are like skating across this fog, like, does fog seem normal? I mean, we're on the coast, right?
Yeah, we are, but not quite fog, not quite this thick.
Not that kind of fog. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's happened, but it's still tonight of all nights. It's not.
Yeah, this feels weird. I don't like it. That's me, not Ronan. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could go fight them. I mean, or maybe give them a second. They might be resolving something.
Maybe. And then you hear the sound of a payphone ringing.
Is that
And
them?
one of the people that you're hanging out with is like, oh, is that the payphone across the street?
Sounds like it.
That's weird. And it keeps ringing and ringing
It's like,
and ringing.
how stupid is this character?
Wednesday's like, this is dumb. I'm gonna go answer it. And then like she goes off into the foggy night to go
No.
answer the payphone across the
I
street.
can't let her
That's
go
the last we see them.
alone. Yep.
Yeah, okay, you go
No,
after
I will
her.
go with
Okay,
them.
fortunately, the 4 other three other people also go with you because
Okay.
they're just like, we're not letting like little goth Latina go off on her own in the neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
on a Friday night. You head over across the street, and there's this bench, a street light, a payphone, and it's ringing. And Wednesday like pauses, and she's like, "This thing has been ringing like 12 times."
Yeah, you'd think they'd give up.
Yeah. And you realize that she's started to lose her nerve a little bit.
Um,
Uh, uh
we could do it together. Just hold the handle, you know.
yeah, let's do it together. And then the other people that are like with you, even though they're not named, they're both also kind of. Actually, I'm going to say that it's Foxglove and Megan
Gotcha. Okay.
and Liam are with you guys. Just to give you a little, make a little bit more sense, because they are your friends and they probably would have gone with you. You both head over and you both pick up the phone at the same time and put your ears to it. You hear the crackling of fire, and then a blood-curdling scream. Help! Help! And the crackling continues. And then the voice says, "Run!"
Don't tell me twice. I'm going to use 2 adversity tokens to not be seen. It says within reason, GM discretion. So
Okay. Spend those
if I
2
have to,
adversity tokens.
yep,
You
if I have to
drop
drop
the
to the
phone.
ground underneath like the
Nope,
fog and just spider climb out.
You just vanish into the fog, and then, and Liam is like, "Oh my god, Ronan, where did you go?" Like, a group of people, they just all start freaking out as you disappear into the fog.
As Ronan skitters away under their feet, under the fog, I think they just hear nope, 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 nope. A real quiet nope.
You just run all the way back to the apartment in the fog.
Okay, don't tell Ronan twice. No, they are out of there.
So you, so there's a freak out in the kitchen going on. I'm going to say that Gizmo and Bunny run into each other in the hallway as they both leave their respective rooms. You have a few moments to say something to one another before you make it to the stairs.
Lipstick on the mirror, blood in the bathtub. Don't go in there.
Lipstick on the mirror. Everything's moved around where it shouldn't be. This place is fucked.
Agreed.
Can give me Gizmo, give me a brains check.
Oh no.
God bless.
Okay.
It's not that hard.
No, but that's a 4, thank God.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 7.
Okay.
Total.
You kind of glance over Bunny's shoulder. There's no blood in that tub. It's empty. It's clean.
So blood, huh?
Yeah.
I think whatever this is fucking with our minds. Because I don't see any blood.
I'm not surprised.
I'm gonna be real with
can-
you.
Do you turn around,
No.
Bunny? No.
Nope.
You're just
Nope.
like, no.
I know what I saw. I know what I saw.
And you hear crack come from the bedroom down the hall.
Oh, I'm yelling as well. For sure.
Yeah.
I think I look at Bunny and then I'm just like, I think we would recognize that that was Nyx yelling,
Mm-hmm.
and I go to
Yeah.
run in the direction. I'm running towards the noise.
You guys run down the hallway, and just fling the door open, and you see Nyx holding a broken broom handle at Devin, and Cross going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! We need to de-escalate this. This is just a game. It is just a LARP." And Devin just standing there looking at Nyx menacingly.
You have to believe me. He's no, he looks like, and Nyx is like just like between yelling and keep singing like a fight song or something, and is just like full on going for it, like kicking his ass, vampire hunter style.
Okay, go ahead and give me a fight roll.
Okay.
Or let's see here. Yes.
Is my fight any good? Oh God. Jeez. No, my fight is terrible. That is a, oh my God. That is a 4 though. So I gotta reroll. 8 total. Or can I keep rerolling if I get to?
Does it continue being 8?
No, I rolled a 4 and then I rolled another 4. So I have a
Oh, then you
D4.
roll again. Yeah.
You roll again.
Oh, great. 10 total.
Okay. You go in to like stab him through, and then all of a sudden he lifts off of the ground, like goes up into the corner, sticks to it, winks at you, and was like, "It's really unfortunate that you figured it out," and starts to spider crawl out of the window.
No, it's him. I'm gonna like run to the window and try to follow him.
Okay. Bunny and Gizmo, what do you guys do?
Ismo?
I Nyx, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think we should follow, and I will try to restrain. Like try to grab her and be like, "Hey, let's think this through."
Okay,
I
go ahead
want to
and
see where he's going.
uh go ahead and give me a let's see here. Fight or brawn?
I'll do brawn because that's better.
Yeah, because you're not
Just-
trying to hurt. You're just
No,
trying
I'm just
to,
trying to.
and then opposed because you're actually trying to get to him, right? Actually
Yeah.
roll flight.
Flight? Okay, that's way
Yeah.
better for me.
Yeah, flight versus brawn.
Okay. Flight is just gonna be a 10.
So,
Okay.
I rolled a 19, but my +1 brawn, so that's a 20.
Oh, okay. So Nyx, you are slippery, but Guillermo is just bigger and like holds you there protectively in a way that you don't hurt yourself, you don't pull anything, but you can't move. Bunny, what are you doing?
I'm also gonna just turn to Cross and say, "Go see where he went, please."
Uh,
Sorry, Bunny.
no. Oh, Bunny, yes, not Cross. Okay, yeah.
No, I
Bunny,
mean
what
I'm
do you...
talking to Cross, but you're talking to Bunny.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. Bunny, what would you like to do while Nyx is being restrained from going after Draven and begging Cross for help.
I'm just gonna look at Cross, and Bunny just has this like this big sigh of like exhaustion for a moment. Looking across, and it's this like, and like his shoulders just get really tense, and he just like kind of like loosens up the muscles in it, and looks across and just like, "Are you a fucking vampire too, dude? And didn't fucking tell me? You got a bathtub full of blood."
Cross is like goes over and slams the window shut and says, "Get out of the room."
But I'm gonna help Gizmo pull Nyx out of the room. We're getting out of this room now.
And as you guys do that, you see Draven come up and land off of Cross and almost bounce off of him as Cross, using momentum, body checks him backwards and dives out of the room and slams and locks it. Go, 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 go. Out, out, out. Are you guys running?
I'm booking it, trying to make sure Bunny and Nyx are with me.
I am going to spend an adversity token to find something useful in my surroundings. But I want it to be something useful that can help Cross, who is behind us.
Zippo lighter.
Bet. Because Draven's a smoker.
Yep. Yep.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick that up, flick it, and then just toss it to Cross. It's like, light him up.
Cross just catches it out of the air. You guys get downstairs, and Cross is like, "Everybody out! Everybody out! Everybody out!" And you hear that shout of Cross shouting for everybody to get out. And the rush of people running out of the house. Some people try to cut through the kitchen and go through the back door.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I see people running through the kitchen, I'm like, crap. And I grab what I have just like in my hands and I run the opposite way back where they're running from, and bust into the room. I'm brandishing like one of those paper containers of like salt, Morton salt. And I've got like a half full, God knows how old it is, thing of like ground cinnamon in the other hand. And I'm like, what's happening?
Come on, little sister, we need to leave. You hear from Cross as he's like waving you over to the front door.
Draven is a vampire.
Oh, you don't like him anymore, I guess.
I never liked him.
Just start following with, I still hold clutching the salt and the cinnamon for dear life.
So we're going to wrap things up on a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Oh, there.
You all run outside into the fog. You run into Ronan. Cross is kind of looking around and is like, "I don't know what I saw, but there's no way that could be real."
You saw him on the ceiling, right? He's just climbing like a spider.
No, I definitely saw that.
He was on the ceiling?
Uh-huh. And then he jumped out of the window
Okay.
and jumped across the whole street.
Oh.
Sorry, no joke. I think Ronan's like, get back. All right, sorry.
Well. you hear from the mist. I guess you all found me out. It's not like anybody is going to believe you. And it's not like anything that you all know about vampires is going to help. See you at school on Monday.
Can I do one last intuition?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What is he actually afraid of?
In these final moments, as you hear this laughter coming from all around you, your friends confused and scared. You have this vision of a man, not Draven, but someone else, an entity that has lived again and again for centuries, deeply and utterly afraid of being alone.
You know what?
And with that, oh,
Oh, if I may, you know what? Nyx is going to. I know this song doesn't exist, but the nursery rhyme does exist. You know the nursery that goes. What is? How does it go? The leather bomb from Green Day. If anyone knows that song, that just goes. Nobody likes you. Everyone left you. They're all out with having fun. Nick
Yeah.
is just gonna like tauntingly sing it toward this entity over and over in the mist as a last ditch effort to like let him know that we are not afraid and he's the one who should be sinking in the mist.
and as you sing that, the camera goes forward, a shot of all of you singing Into the Mist. And then the screen goes black and the credits roll, playing the song by Green Day. And that is how we are going to end Devil's Night. This was an awesome journey. We did go over, but thank you so much for production's patience and the organizers' patience and my players' patience. I was having such a great time with you all. I didn't even notice. I'll be a better director next time, I promise. I have been Okami. I have been your director. You can find me over at House of Dreams. You can find me on Blue Sky at keiichiokami.itch.io. That is also where you can find my indie games that I design. I am also a game designer. You can find me next Monday the 27th over on Nerds with Dice, raising money for Roll for Wishes, and I'm going to be running Wanderhome, an interlude for A Season's Oath, which is a long-running series of Wanderhome that I have been doing this year over at House of Dreams, and that's where you can find me and all of my stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to the player of Ronnie, Emrys. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and then popcorn it on over to another one of your fellow players.
Hello, I'm Emrys. It's been great playing Miss Ronnie Bass, who's completely out of her depth. You can find me on Blue Sky at The Dragon Emrys. You can also find me on Tumblr at The Dragon Emrys because I'm still on Tumblr. So follow me and we'll enjoy Call of Duty fanfiction together. You can also find me every Monday on the Woke Mental Wellness podcast, Windy City Nihilism, where I play The equally tenacious Janissa Wallace, a school social worker who's fighting some demons in the heart of Chicago. That drops every Monday over at Woke Mental Wellness, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And I will pass it over to Ren.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I use she, her pronouns, and I have been my Nichols today. You can find me on Blue Sky as Verdict Inspiration. You can find me on Start Playing as Lantern Keeper. And every Friday, I am on Valdrian's server in a Fabula Ultima game, playing a sort of a witchy Aurora Florence Welch type of character who bends the time and use similarly to Nick's song to create magic. And I'm gonna be in a couple one shots in their channels, Extra Life, next month as well. So check this out. I'm going to popcorn it to Diamond.
Hi, I'm Manus Diamond, but since we're friends on, you can call me Diamond. I use they, she pronouns. I am a TTRPG actual play performer. I work in admin in the TTRPG space. I also do data entry for Project Hedron. I work with a bunch of different things. I'm also a setting writer and designer. I'm a sensitivity reader and editor for anything relating to adult content, because I am, in fact, a sex worker. I work with Decrim 305 and Yaya Por Vida, which are two nonprofit organizations, Yaya Por Vida being a 501c3 and Decrim 305 being a community initiative. Decrim 305 working to decriminalize sex work in the Miami-Dade County area, and Yaya Por Vida working on harm reduction and community outreach in these same areas. We have Give Miami Day coming up in November. So if you want to donate some money to that worthy cause, you can help my team, Decrim 305, raise some money for just basically mutual aid outreach efforts. All the money goes into our mutual aid fund. We also have Slut Walk coming up in December as well. So if you would like to donate to that, or if you'd like to help me in raising money for two grassroots organizations that are in Florida that need a lot of help right now with what's going on in the world, then definitely reach out to me and give me a look-see. I'm also one of the directors on House of Dreams with Hector and Monroe. And then if you want to hear more of my lovely voice, I have a list of podcasts in my Beacons link, beacons.ai/Madness Diamond. One of them being my most recent podcast appearance on After the Table with Shelley Von Miller, where I talk about destigmatizing sex work in the TTRPG space, which is what my entire personality is based off of in this space, and helping people achieve their dreams and such. You get to hear a little bit about me and my journey and my experiences in the space. And then if you want to hear me play a Fabula Ultima character and or play a lovely Manticore champion of knowledge and secrets, then you can listen to the Everbright Archive, where myself, Brenny Ursa, and Sweet Bardic Sweet Tea are all challenging Sphinx Akasha for the title of Champion of Bards, because he thinks he can just give himself that title. So each of us takes a turn as the storyteller. It is currently Sphinx's turn. We're doing the last story, which is Fabula Ultima. And I play Lysandra Agni, who is not an arsonist, but might be a little bit of a fire aficionado, and is a matchmaker who likes to make sure the slow burn is a fiery inferno of love and really wants a hellhound. So if you'd like to see that, then all of the episodes currently are wherever you find your podcast needs. And that's basically where you can find me. And you might get to see me on Game Master Monday coming soon for a Demigods game. I think you'll like my character if you like my weirdness. But if you need a little bit of sparkle and shine for any project you're running, or you'd like to see me in person at PAX U, slide in my DMs and let's coordinate and let's hang out and have some fun. And I'm gonna popcorn it over to Monroe.
Hey y'all, I'm Monroe. I use he, they pronouns. I've been here playing Guillermo Gizmo Gonzalez. And y'all can find me at Blue Sky at Monroe, where I am primarily a game designer, writer, and sensitivity reader. Which, speaking of, you can find my games at monroe.itch.io. And as for APs, I am currently every Monday for the next, oh goodness, how many? 10-ish, I think, Mondays left. On Sword and Key, I am playing Monster Hearts 2, where I am playing Mercury Flores, who is the Fae playbook, which I'm having a blast. And yeah, let's I'm working on a new game. Speaking of game design, so look out for that. It is a vampire game, by the way. Inspired by the movie 30 Days of Night.
It's my favorite.
I love it.
Good one.
It's so good. Yeah.
My favorite.
And yeah, that is all for me. I will pass it on to Torin.
Hey everyone, I am Torin or Torin Talks Creativity. My pronouns are she, they. I've been playing Ronan Takata, our teeny little baby boy. Anyway, as far as what I do, I am a full-time voice actor and digital artist and mostly do audiobooks, audio dramas, that kind of thing. As far as for the rest of the year, I'll basically just be doing charity games, including next Sunday. I will actually also be on Nerds with Dice, running a game called Night Hag, and I am very excited to scare the pants off all my players. And then I will be in one of their games next Thursday as a continuing one shot of Vildheim, which is really wonderful. Otherwise, the easiest place to find me is on Twitch at Torin Talks Creativity. I took a little bit of a break and we'll be back in November with a lot of stuff. So check me out there. Thank you all.
Fantastic. Thank you for everyone. Thank you to everybody who donated. We're going to keep the Tiltify link live for a little while longer past the stream. So, there'll still be opportunities to donate so that we can help, those kids out in Gaza. Okay. Otherwise, thank you so much. And we'll see you next time here at Apocalyptic Unlimited.